main radio talk about it segment. And we will have an open topic and open discussion on our YouTube platform. I'll have you guys tuning into that. I have a couple of things I'd like to talk about. I actually had something scheduled, but at this point in time, I chose to reschedule that for tomorrow. I wanted to have an open dialogue and discussion on a couple of things on my mind. So I'm going to see if anybody's on a certain vibration of that. And we're going to go from there. I'm going to play you guys a couple of tracks, see who comes in. And if not, I'll just get into a few things myself. All right, let's get it.
They just wanna keep us asleep. I know this shit suck, but when the fuck will niggas wake up? I know this shit tough. Every other step you take, you get your foot stuck. Cause they go and show you the flowers some niggas pushed up. Religion is a part of the system, my nigga, listen. If you ain't got control of your soul, then you's a victim. The Pope all over the net with politicians. The same politicians who sleeping with little children. Time to make them pay for what they did to the youth. But freedom of speech is nothing when they censor truth. You ain't gotta show shit when you live in the proof. Giving support to your oppressors, man, you niggas is goofs. Time to fight fire with fire, get on some nigga shit. Time to get back what they stole for innocence. Some people hate the way that I talk, this shit be spicy. But say a bunch of shit that ain't true, it isn't likely. They try to say your vision ain't true, but with your sight, see the best way to tear you apart is through your psyche. I give it to you real, what you need me to say? Ask the world leaders about the oath they secretly take. It's a plan that they got to keep us legally slaves. Paid labor overwhelming when you needed a break. If you think that I'm just talking, then bitch, you lost. It's a war going on like rich versus poor. The rich keep getting rich while you broke ass starve. Feeding you little pennies at that punk ass job. Thinking cause you get it in tax, you need that income. Really, I'm just stating the facts, cause niggas been dumb. Your emotions are controlled by a system. Cause when I make a song full of hate, niggas listen. When I make a song about love, niggas skip it. They both from the soul, so really ain't nothing different. Today you gotta give it a fight to make the hate stop. Niggas on that ignorant shit gon' get a face shot. Believe what you wanna believe. A lot of niggas snakes only going off of belief. A lot of shit is fake with 2 cans blazing. I'm ready for damnation. So tell a slave master I'm burning the plantation. You fuck niggas like to go pain but can't take it. So all during war these flames remain sacred. Barrel to the root of your tongue. You niggas tasteless. Lights flying over your head. It ain't a spaceship. The reason why we fully equipped was information. It led us on the path that got us out of the matrix. Unity is power beyond, we should embrace it. But you could never bathe in the truth when you were racist. Speeding off what you was taught, then the bracelet. Then you see it's nothing you thought. That shit is dangerous. A lot of people die for what? That shit was aimless. It's
DVD
like
music,
game.
dangerous.
Stages. Just make sure these
with Hood Politics Part 2.
Hood Politics Part 2. My name Dangerous.
What? That's fire. Young man went in. All right, guys, we're going to get another one in here. Let's start with Jabrix, Feather Girl. Guess what, guys? He came right in the stream as I put it on honestly, there. Think it's the game. Y'all can't even see. Play
Peace,
with it.
Sis.
What's up, bro? Came right in on time. Say that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey.
Get it back, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Would you be my feather girl?
Devon Thomas.
I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you
right on time, bro.
Get it back, make it rain. Be my my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? Yeah, you bad. Yeah, you fine. I'm just trying to make you mine. You ain't worried about these pennies, girl, cause you know you're a dime. And I knew that I would have you. I just had to wait my time. Had to know you past looks, cause you know that love is blind. Met you at the powwow, asked you what's your tribe. You asked me, mom, we politicking, then we caught a vibe. So you rocking your feathers, you can say you caught my eye. From that moment, girl, I knew that I could probably make you bride. Girl, you the truth, shorty, what you wanna do? Come and be a winner, you know I can never lose. Wanna be a man now, tell me what I gotta prove. You the realest, so that's why nigga really
What?
What's your name? What's your sign?
Hey, y'all know this my fire right here.
Make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just
Shout out to all the feather girls. You know the vibe.
What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? Damn girl, you do that thing damn well. I know you indigenous. What's your tribe? I can't tell. Are you Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee? No interracial
It's
girl.
all good. All them right there. What?
Long hair, melanated vibe. With no guidance, shorty. I'ma be your God. Let me show you how to live. It's not enough to just survive. And maybe have a couple kids if I end up between your thighs. For real. Intellectual convos about a book or something. That smirk emoji like you giving me that look or something. You keep it real like you carrying a hook or something.
Hey.
So if you want it, you got it. Ain't kinda look for nothing.
What?
What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl? What's your name? What's your sign? I'm just trying to make you mine. Chocolate girl, you know you fine. Do I ever cross your mind? Get it wet, make it rain. Be my weather girl. I'm just looking for a wife. Won't you be my feather girl?
Yo, bro, when I say that thing right there, go so hard. You got some heat, bro. That right there, that thing you could just put on repeat.
Appreciate
What's
you.
going on with you,
For the
brother?
culture, we gotta do it for the culture. I'm doing
That's
good.
right.
How you feeling?
I am feeling awesome, bro. Awesome. I actually was not planning on being on StreamYard today. They tried to block me for putting some truth out yesterday, saying it was fake on YouTube. It was so crazy. I'm like, what do you mean this is false information, pseudoscience? I'm putting out some facts here. I had to send in a thing and all this to fight back about my rights to speak. I was like, wow, this is all absurd, kind of absurd. You know, they try to block our rights and tell us what we can't do. You got to literally like put it in their face and let them know, hold on, you're doing too much. I have rights to do and speak and say it. You know, if we don't say nothing, they just do what they want to do, bro. That was crazy.
StreamYard did that on YouTube.
But no, YouTube.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Don't
how they
tell me
coming
I
now. They
can't go live
censoring.
2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's all they're gonna do because the truth coming out. They trying to stop it at all costs. You saying they took away the dislike button? That's for a reason.
They took it away?
Yeah, the dislike button. Yeah, they took the dislike. I mean, well, you could dislike it, but the dislikes don't show up no more. Like they only show the likes now, and they did that because you know the I don't know if I'm gonna say it, but you know the V. We gonna call it the V. During the V and during the pandemic, a lot of those videos was getting way more dislikes than likes. You know what I'm saying? So that could kind of like deter the viewer from actually feeling like the video is valid. So they just took it away.
Right. Dang, I didn't even notice that, bro. Now you know what? Since you said that, I noticed like if I see other people video, Go Hustles just joined us as well, guys. Y'all know Job Bricks. I'm sorry about that, audience. You guys not
Peace,
even.
God.
I be forgetting when I'm on StreamYard.
Peace,
Job
peace,
Bricks
God.
in the
Peace,
house,
peace.
guys. The song we just played, this gentleman is the one that has been spending so much information in his lyrics, just putting you on point and all that. You guys have heard that song and a couple other ones from him, y'all know. But he's in the house in the building.
Sis, can I ask you? Sis, did he make Feather Girl?
Yeah, we just played it.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you know what, y'all? I gotta fuck with you, yo. Sis gonna get you my number.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So basically, bro, with that, we also have Zoe Hustle's on here with us, guys. Remember, he did the law information with us. We went over some great information with the law and the land. We did the little series with that. This gentleman also is on here with us, so we're gonna have a great conversation. Josh also very familiar with a lot of stuff, so I'm interested in seeing what the guys gonna talk about real quick and get into a couple of things. I actually have an open panel, open discussion. There's a lot going on, so I'm definitely open to hear what's going on with you guys, or anything particular on your mind as far as what's been going on. I've been thinking a lot about this stuff that's going on in the YouTube community. Let's say that got a few different feelings. So I'm just curious. A lot of stuff I'm not too happy with. Some things just changing, and it just making me feel a little differently about the way I came into certain communities, and don't want to say particularly what, but anything particularly you guys think about that? Like, how's it been going from your standpoint? I know I'm having a little negativity with this Tariq Nasheed guy and all this hatred and all this stuff that I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of hatred and stuff, which is what I really particularly care for. Just wanted to bring up real quickly, but how are you guys feeling about anything particularly to that?
It's the era. I feel like it's the era. The death of the false prophets. You hear me? Hello? You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah,
you clear.
Okay. I said, yeah, I feel like it's the death of the false prophets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Their reign is about to be over for all that. All of the people that was pimping our people in the conscious community and all of that, those days are over now. And, they trying to get the last bit of whatever they could get out of it before they run over. Because now it's about truthful information, and it's about information that you can actually apply and that could change your life. It ain't about just, just knowing your history. Like you said, bro on here, he talking about law and all of that. Like application, things that we can apply now. That's what we're looking for with the information. We're not just looking for a feel good because my people was kings and queens back in the day. Like, those days are over and it's all coming to an end. So what's going on is, I feel like it's a mixture of agents and just ignorant people, So you got the agents throwing in misinformation, and then you just got people that's misinformed, and these leaders. So they gonna ride with their leaders, but all of that is about to come to an end, because if you can't apply the knowledge that you spreading, then the people gonna start to be disinterested.
Yes, you're right, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like what I was trying to explain earlier on someone else's platform. It's like I came into this as you know, and my audience knows as well, because they know since I've been around, I've never mentioned like Aboriginal, this and that type of certain information. I've talked more so about a person with their self, their health, connecting to their inner self, things of this nature. So more so lately, this has been a thing that's been I guess tuning into my heart because of me knowing certain things my grandmother told me. And then now I hear so much division even with that. It's like, oh, it's the Indian, it's the Aboriginal. It's like, wait a minute, I've been talking about a lot of this stuff, but I'm hearing a lot of division in this stuff. And I don't want to be showing people certain things that, maybe I got a little too excited is what I'm thinking, and not having certain things clear myself as to, how this stuff works as far as the community and applying it to you versus applying the things that they show you and recognizing things and being able to apply that to yourself. Like bro tell you certain, he was telling the things about the law and stuff like that. So, okay, so I can apply these things, like you said, certain information. Oh, I can apply this to myself to try and get myself together mentally or spiritually. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, mentally, spiritually, and physically. You know what I'm saying? We've been oppressed so long due to us being ignorant to how they're running the system on us. Now we're in the age of information to where we understanding how they run the system, who runs the system, and we also understanding the biggest secret in world history, that we are the Aboriginals. That's the biggest secret right there, that we are the Aboriginals. That changes everything. So now that we know that we are the Aboriginals, now we can actually enact certain benefits and things of that nature to put us in our right situations, to give us or because now we can self-administrate the reparations ourselves just by us knowing our status and enacting our status.
So when it comes to that, bro, what do you when it comes to that? What are some basic things? Like, say my audience, my audience that isn't too familiar with it, right? And any of that information, particularly, what do we say to those people that are like, "Oh, I'm interested in this," or "What can I do to at least get started?" Or what kind of direction is the best thing to lead a person to, as far as like what they can start to do to get themselves more familiar with information or look into their roots? Even maybe some people don't know what to do. Oh, I should look into my ancestry, or follow certain things. What are some basic things that either you guys can comment on as far as that real quick? And thanks for joining. Ladidra joined us as well, guys. Didi, thanks for coming up. And yeah, you guys can go from
Yes,
there if you
hello
don't mind.
everybody.
Well, I wanted to speak on some of that as well. The thing is also, a lot of times when we use the word aboriginal, aborigine, and things like that, you know what I'm saying? It reflects the first people, the ancient people of this land. And what I'm saying, like, once we start moving forward and our people getting into understanding and overstanding the different levels of the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, it'll go from being aboriginal, aborigine to being what you would want to be connected to, that's in land trust, into the national debt, things of those sorts, you know what I'm saying, that, actually is entitled to us. So, a lot of times people want to create something new, but what's in the Constitution is American Indian. So, I just wanted to share that with people.
Thanks for saying that, brother. That was one of my complexities too. I remember visiting another platform, and the guy was saying, like, I understand that people are using the Aboriginal or Aborigine, but it's not that it's wrong, but it doesn't really give you a standing per se. So when you're saying that, it's like the legal standpoint or the legalese. They mess with bro thing again. The legalese of the standpoint you come from. What's the separation? Like, what's the difference when it comes to legally? Like, if someone wants to do something legally and needing to use one name versus the other.
The difference between legal and law is substance of a natural and universal that is also connected to the land. And then when you deal with legalese or anything legal, it's of new acts, bills, statutes, rules, regulations, those type of things. So when you're dealing with, like for instance, people can do illegal things lawfully and they get away with it. So we got to look at how this whole system, that's why they be passing these fake bills and these acts. The word act itself, when they say act dot 1304 dash 021, that act is a whole program of a play, pretty much, like a stage performance. So all of these legalese and legalities that comes along with this modern law, which changed the natural law, was common, which like common sense. So the
Right, right,
legalese
right.
and the things of legal became something of rules and regulated. You know what I'm saying?
So those basic things. When it comes to the basic things, what are more so the basic things a person can do? Like, is it like starting a business? Okay, first let me start something or have a foundation. This is the way I look at it. Okay, have a foundation, have something to stand on first. Start to build from there when it comes to trying to get yourself legally set. That type of thing. What do you guys think about that? Thanks for coming back, John. I know that you be having problems with the StreamYard sometimes. They be acting crazy. But yeah, guys, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's all this strategy on how you want to design your business. If you want to design your business of like a LLC, design trust behind it, attach that LLC to the trust itself. Then actually the LLC is under an umbrella. You go back, put private insurance and stuff on that LLC. Now you have a business credit system started up. You might want to go ahead and put all of your cars, house, whatever you got going into that under the business name, going into that trust, then going back out, and you'll end up finding yourself having a lot of stuff being able to be narrowed down to one umbrella. So it's a lot of and it's new methods, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a learning process, and in law it's so much law that, there's nobody that will ever know all of law. So me, I'm still learning new methods while
Mhm.
I understand certain levels of how to handle it right now. You see what I'm saying? But the LLC game is a limited liability corporation. So when you take that and add that to that, up under that trust, that limited liability is taken away because of that trust. That trust is the pretty much the shield. So I mean, it's deep, man. Is this that law game is so it's deeper than chess.
Mm. So, Ja, what do you think about that? I know you got cut out. Did you kind of hear what I was asking, bro? Or
I heard a little bit. The last thing we was talking about was I think you was asking a question that I cut out. But I
yes,
hear y'all talking about, yeah. I'm trying to get back
go ahead on
on what y'all talking about.
whatever it is. I'm sorry, bro. It's a little delay on my part. I apologize. Let me
Yeah,
mute for
yeah,
a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a delay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a delay too. I'm good though. Y'all hear me? Hello?
Yes, I had muted, bro. I can hear you great.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you,
okay,
bro.
okay. All right. Okay, all right, yeah. So my thoughts on that is we just gotta claim our nationality and put ourselves in our proper indigenous status on this land. Once we able to claim our nationality and get in our proper indigenous status, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities from us from a bunch of different economic standpoints. But one of the major standpoints that's going to do for us is, according to the Constitution, that's going to make us tax exempt. So once we're able to be tax exempt, now we can stop paying our oppressor to fund our demise. Because right now, what we're doing is the taxes that we paying to our oppressor, what they're doing is they putting that money into all of these programs to help be adverse towards our people. And on top of that, from us not paying taxes, that's going to save us a lot of money as a community. And we could definitely use those extra resources to put into certain things for our people to, expand on furthering their knowledge in law, expand on furthering their knowledge in health, expand on furthering their knowledge in all of the different type of avenues that we need in order to be successful as people. And we basically gotta move autonomously, like no more depending on our oppressors for anything. We got to move towards that direction of being autonomous because they showing us that they don't fuck with us at all. You know what I'm saying? Like if COVID ain't teaching, open up a lot of people eyes to, what I'm saying, what's really going on and what happens if you depend on your enemies. I remember I was watching one of I think it was Malcolm X speeches, and he was saying when you depend on your enemies, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You're sending your kids to their schools, they're indoctrinating your kids. So now it's like your kids are being indoctrinated with the mindset that they want your kids to have. That's very detrimental. So, we need to separate ourselves and, operate in our indigenous capacity or whatever. And based off us operating our indigenous capacity, we the lords of this land. So us being the lords of this land, we got to act like we the lords of this land, and we got to, enforce what we need to enforce and take it back. So, nationality, being in your proper political status, what I'm saying, when you're dealing with the laws and when you're dealing with property taxes and things of that nature, being tax exempt, that way these people can't be adverse towards our people anymore.
Right, brother. So it sounds like what you just said made me think about, yeah, just the tax, and that's like our currency. How I be telling people they use us for our currency and we're paying it back to them. And like somebody go to work for somebody, now you're going and paying it back in this thing, that thing, that thing. If you have your thing and you're tax exempt, all that money that they keep putting on you or making you pay on this and that. Look at the amount of money you could just save. Like even with your business, you doing your business. If you're putting all your money in your business, nothing going out to nobody else that you don't even need it to be going out to. It's like that's a huge savings in itself.
Absolutely. It's like it's really we at the point right now in our community where it's either we come together or die off soon. And it's no in betweens. There's no in betweens. They coming, they got the resources. They've been building up resources for hundreds of years off our backs. So if we don't come together, like they're coming together, the only reason why they're ahead of us is because they're working together to be ahead of us while we're divided. They're funding us to be divided. So while they're funding us to be divided, they're all working together on a certain common goal to conquer us and put us, in a negative position. And our people are dependent on them. So, we dependent on the same people that want us to die off from Planned Parenthood. Like, we could go from all different type of things to 2020, the
Right.
whole V thing. Like it never stopped. Like our people feel like if they not physically at war, they not at war. You are at war. The war never ended. We are prisoners of war right now, and we have always been prisoners of war. And the war is still going on now. So certain knowledge can get you free. So our people need to gravitate to the knowledge, and the most superior knowledge is that we, the Aboriginal people of this land, period. That's the most superior knowledge that anyone needs to know. That changes everything. That changes you from thinking that you're a foreigner on your own land to understanding that, oh, this is my land. It could change your mindset, it could change a lot of things. And then once you understand the legal side of that, it can change it physically as well.
Absolutely. So because everything, like we know, everything comes from within personally, anyway, from when it comes to all aspects. So once you know who you are from within, that just casts a change in everything. That's just the how can I say your thinking, your mindset. Like I said, when I started coming into different information more recently, I just started diving in with this history, this, that. I never really paid attention to any of that stuff because I'm like, oh, that's not that important, these things, but that's not true. It is important because the more I read and study on certain things and documents like these treaties and when they were doing these things, it's like, wow, now I can see clearly what happened. We can see the lies, we see the deception, we know what these people did, how they did it. And it's all revealed in different ways because what's always done in the dark will come to the light. It's once we shine a light on anything, especially coming from within us, knowing who we are, now it's like finding that foundation, going back to it, having the realization that kind of helps you to go forward, to make you even want to do more, because that's what kind of encouraged me.
Absolutely. White supremacy exists, but it doesn't exist. And it depends on your mindset. It can exist for you or it can exist for you. It's all up to you being an individual. If you subscribe to white supremacy and you subscribe to all of the, things that they've indoctrinated you with over these years, then you will be a victim of white supremacy. But if you learn the truth, you learn that you aboriginal to this land, you learn what that means in history, what that means in every aspect of your life, then your white supremacy doesn't exist to you anymore. So it all depends on what angle a person is trying to take in their life, because some people some people really want white people to give them reparations. Some people really want that. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
it, bro.
Some people really want, like, some people don't want it. They don't want to do it themselves. They want white people to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel satisfied until they get it to them. Not understanding that if you take the initiative and you repair yourself, eventually you'll be in a position to where you ain't got an axe you could take. But that all depends on you repairing yourself, not looking for no handout. That whole, and I'm glad we talking on Black History Month. That whole civil rights movement, begging your oppressor for things, civil rights is privileges. So if you gotta
Say,
ask
bro.
them for something and they have to grant it to you and they can take it back, that is a privilege. That is not a right. So if you have to ask another human being for your own rights, you're gonna always be in a messed up position, and they don't have to give you anything. That's why they raise Charles to everybody who's asking for reparations. They know about reparations. They talked about reparations. They had campaigns about reparations. And guess what? They don't have to do it. Why? Because what they're doing is they're banking off of their propaganda and your ignorance. That's what they're breaking off. I mean, that's what they're banking off. Their
Yeah.
propaganda and your
Yes.
ignorance. So they're going to put that bread in that propaganda every year. That's what they're going to do. And they banking on the money that they investing in that to keep you ignorant. And as long as you stay ignorant, and as long as you on these platforms arguing whether we African or whether we, as long as you on these platforms arguing about that type of stuff, as long as we Moors, we Israelites, we all of these different, as long as we doing that, and as long as we separate it, they win. And then you sometimes every generation you get a person like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you know the leaders we have. You get these leaders and they kill these
Yes.
leaders off. Why? Because everybody needs to be operating like a leader, not following after people. Everybody needs to be operating like a God. Everybody needs to be operating like a leader, not following this one Messiah type of
They
dude
just
and then they kill
examples,
that
right,
Messiah
bro?
off. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
What'd you
sorry.
say?
I'm saying, yeah, bro. I forgot the delay. It's like they're like examples. They looking at these people. Oh, they're my savior. Everybody need a savior. Empress Hoover, she used to always be saying, everybody looking for a savior. You know, people want a savior. They need a savior. And it's like, no, you are your own savior. These people are examples for you to look at and move on.
Straight up. Straight up. Those days are over. We all got to be gods. If you don't be a god, your lineage is done. This the end game. If you put that thing in your body, your lineage is done. We dealing with DNA now. You know what I'm saying? It's getting spooky. It's getting spooky. So they got all this technology. They putting all this money and all of this stuff, and we still debating about who we are. We still debating about who we are in 2022. When you could do diligent research and figure out who you is, but we still debating about who he is. Well, guess what? We gonna leave y'all debating ass niggas where y'all debating ass niggas at, and we building for this future. We building for these children's. Period. All that debating shit, that shit ain't doing shit
Right.
for us at all. Cut it out. No, it's no time for that. This is the end game. That debating is just keeping us separate. And don't misconstrue me either. I ain't saying that we gotta build with everybody. I ain't trying to build with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some of our people are ops. Some of our people are ops. Some of our people are masons. Some of our people are put in
Right.
position to deter us another direction. So I ain't saying we got to build with everybody, but you come together with like-minded individuals. Y'all do what y'all got to do. Y'all exercise y'all autonomy the proper way in your indigenous status on this land. Indigenous status. I'm going to repeat. Indigenous status on this land. If you want to be something else, then you got to do it on the land that those people from. We indigenous over here. So you exercise your indigenous autonomy on this land, and that's the end game for your people. Now we could build. Now we could come together like how they coming together. But all this debating and all, none of that. It's over for that. Those days is over. Those days is over. Is we building God or we not?
Exactly. Those days are over. That destruction, man. That's like a whole nother factor. How can you build something if it's constant destruction? All that chaotic stuff and things of that nature. What you think about that, though? I'm surprised, sis, you ain't saying nothing, especially when he went to talking about these white supremacists. They always talking about these. Boy, that's one of the sick pet peeves in mine too. It's like these white supremacists. How are they supremacists? Who made them supreme over you? You in your own mind, in your own freaking head? That's crazy.
Well, I like to just listen at first, and then I chime in when I get a nudge.
Right,
But I
right,
was just
right, right.
listening. How I feel about that. I just hate
Yeah.
it when they say what eats me up even more when they say black black
Mm,
people, we black, and then they'll right behind it they will say white supremacy, but the white
mm,
supremacy, and then the black people, and then the white supremacy. And I said, that just eats me up. You want me to just drop off and turn to another channel? That's what's gonna happen, because that just eats me alive. Because I never was taught growing up that white was superior, you know. So I just think,
they're thinking that they're
well,
superior over you.
yeah,
And on top of
yeah,
it, you said the black.
people that say that, I believe they be ops when they say stuff like that, you know. And it stunts your growth, your audience growth. So
Yeah.
that's what I believe.
Yeah, it's a turn off to people that know that these people are not superior over it. First off, I'm a superior being. How could something be
Yeah.
superior over me? That sounds absurd.
Thank
So if a person
you.
doesn't
Thank
know
you.
that, they feed into that. It's like, okay, what's wrong with you? Are you conscious, or are you aware of yourself? Do you know what's really going on? Are you acting like you know what's going on? So that makes
Mm-hmm.
me, or leads me to look at you in another light now, because now I don't know where your true intentions or heart is, because I can't tell, where you even at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
yeah, I know exactly what you
I just,
mean.
I
It's an
feel.
oxymoron.
I just be
Mhm.
like, are you guys the oppressors?
Okay.
People, that makes me think that, we always focus on who they call the white man. We know they're not white or whatever, but that's what they say, and they always want you to
Right.
focus on the white man. But then you call them white supremacy, and you like kind of bully that into people's brains. People start to believe that, you know, there's a white supremacy. So I
Mhm.
often believe, and since you know how me and you have had this discussion, that I think it's people that look like us that's our
Mhm.
biggest oppressors.
Yeah, and they believe
I
it's
really
them,
do.
so they
And I
put that
can't, and I
focus
can't,
on
I believe it. Yeah, I believe the pale faces are a distraction. They working for them. That's how, how we talk.
them.
And I've
Yes.
been stuck on that for like, for months now. And, because
Yes,
it's
is.
just, oh,
It is. It's
I
definitely.
never had, I live in Florida. There's a lot of pale faces here, and I've never heard a white person come in and say white supremacy, or, you know, or the white supremacy is doing this to you guys, or the white supremacy. It's always people that look like us, So I believe
Mhm.
our focus is off.
Even like you was talking about in
I
the
believe our
movies, you know
focus.
how some of those movies touch on that real quick.
Mhm.
It'll show that, right?
Yeah.
It was one movie you was telling me about when we were talking about this one day. What
Oh
was
yeah. Oh yeah.
the Django movie?
I was watching
Yeah.
Django movie, and I only saw that movie once, and that was in the theater. It came on like a couple weeks ago, and
Mhm.
it was a scene in there where this is named Django, and the guy that was always with Django, they was at the table, and they was trying to buy back Django's wife or whatever,
Mhm.
without letting the people know that that was Django's wife or whatever. And then
Mhm.
um the what's his name, the Samuel dude, he came to DiCaprio and asked him if he need to see him in the office, and he went on
Mhm.
in the office, and then DiCaprio came behind later, and he was like a whole nother man, Samuel L. Jackson. He was like his character changed. It's like he was sitting at the desk, he was smoking a cigar, he wasn't talking the same or anything, and it's just something clicked. I said, "Oh, damn, he the master."
Mm-hmm.
You, I said he's
Exactly.
the real
And
master,
they
and
always
his
and
camera
they
was
got
working
their
for
plan.
him.
Mhm.
It was like then when
Exactly.
they went back out to
And
the
those
table, he was back to being that old man that can barely walk.
done switched. He done switched back now
It's
to play his
yeah,
role. He has to play his
yeah,
role
play his
now.
role.
What he got back in front
Yes,
of him. And
yes.
this goes on now. And that right there is like how like we be talking about, but I'm gonna show them what we saying. With that, it's like
Yeah.
this is a whole thing, guys, that we going through all the time. It's a role. What's an act?
Mhm.
We don't know what exactly is an act, but we can tell naturally
Mhm.
through our certain discernment on certain things, right? But with this thing, the way that
Mhm.
they use things and manipulate things, of course you would be focusing on one thing when it's really not that thing.
Mhm.
Because why? You even see it in all the movies. There's always a distraction, right?
Mhm.
There's always something to
Mhm.
take you away and show you something else to make you focus on this thing. So now when you're focusing on this thing, the reality can't be present. It's kind of
Mhm.
fine tuned out of your mind. It takes you away from what you need to be learning or where you need to be going, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
why propaganda is one of the biggest weapons because that
Mhm.
propaganda seeps into your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? And we got a conscious mind, a subconscious. The subconscious mind rules the conscious mind at the end of the day. Your subconscious mind is things that you just do on autopilot. Your conscious mind is things that you have to actually think about. So if you seeping all of this stuff into someone's subconscious mind, in return, what that's
Mhm.
doing is that's embedding a level of fear. That's embedding a level of, oh, it
Mhm.
is white supremacy. You seeing you think it's white. You think white supremacy is real because on this TV screen you seeing a slave master. He's white, and then you
Mhm.
seeing black people in chains and they slaves. So that's being internalized. So our people are walking around with a victim mindset because they think that they're captives from away from their own homelands. You know, like even me
Mhm.
when I was indoctrinated with the whole roots thing, and I seen roots. I ain't never really believed slavery. That I seen roots. I'm like, this really happened. So I'm asking older people. I'm asking some older people around me who's indoctrinated, but I didn't know at the moment. So they telling me, yeah, this what happened to us. So I'm thinking about, okay, cool. So I'm looking at that, and that made me feel like, damn, we captive. They kidnapped us from our own homeland. We captive on another homeland. We doomed. But then, when I found out, what I'm saying? Then for me to find out,
right?
then for me to find out that, okay, this our shit, that changed everything for me. Like, this our shit? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So what that's telling me is we still at war right now. My whole mindset shift. We still
Yeah.
at war, literally. The black girl that you see in Walmart that's working for Walmart, she's a prisoner of war. The everyday black person you see
Mm-hmm.
everywhere you go, we are all prisoners of war. Then it makes me flash back to Planet of the Apes, right? I forgot which
Mm-hmm.
Planet of the Apes it was, but it was the one when they was like all locked up, like they was arresting them, similar to like slavery. So every time I look at our people now, I think about the Planet of the Apes movie, and I think about we still prisoners of war, but we're just functioning regular. You know what I'm saying? We're
Mhm.
functioning like we're free, but we really not free. You know that you could do but so much. You know that if you do a
Yeah.
That's
little
right.
bit too much, they coming for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Even
Mhm.
the celebrities, they know, yeah, that you getting money, you doing all that, but you better say the right shit. You better say the
That's
right shit. We
right.
coming for your ass. So if you gotta live in restraints like that, you're not free. I don't care if you can buy a car and buy a house. You're not free. I don't
No.
care if you make
Period.
$100,000 a year.
Under they
You're
shit.
paying those folks taxes. You're not free.
Mhm.
Don't pay them taxes
Okay.
and see what happens. Don't pay them taxes
Mhm.
and see if you be free then. You're not free. So I just feel like the school system, it really doomed us. But that's what it's supposed to do, though. That's their school system. That's what it's designed to do. Like, yeah, we could complain about it, but that's their school system. Yeah, we could complain about we don't get enough roles on TV, but that's their media. You know what I'm saying? That's theirs. That's theirs. Let's start thinking about our own shit instead of trying to be the first on their shit. Let's think about our own shit. Let's worry about ourselves. We worry about ourselves, then we can move towards what we need to move towards. But if we keep worrying about wanting to be accepted, I want the first, she's the first black to do this, the first black, who gives a fuck? The first black means a white person did it first or some shit. So now you're saying the first, like, no, we don't give a fuck about that.
Right, that's true.
Facts, bro, facts. And when you was talking about that, right, you know what came in my mind? It's funny you brought up the Planet of the Apes, bro. Last week I was talking about this because I literally woke up one morning. It was like on. I'm like, whoa. I fell asleep watching a live. Dang, he got off. But I'll finish telling y'all. He'll be back. I fell asleep, guys, watching a live. And then I guess the movie must have came up for some reason. So when he just said that, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, I remember watching the movie now when I woke up, because I was thinking like, oh, I said, here they is talking about us yet again, when I woke up to the show. And then now when he said that, it reminded me of what I was remembering. I was remembering that they put that in our face as well, because the way that movie was, that was literally us. Like, them experimenting on us and, all the stuff. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And the monkeys was them. And they make it, a lot of people still wouldn't get the concept because they made it trick your mind with the visuals, because they say, oh yeah, they always talking about, oh, y'all look like monkeys. Y'all look like monkeys. And then they had all the monkeys on there. They looked at dark, it was one or two little blonde ones or whatever, but most of them was dark, right? So it was backwards, actually. The monkeys was them because they had our age, and then because of that was the symbolism to connect them. But you have to really connect with that to get the picture. So that was kind of crazy to me.
Hey sis, you remember that TV show? You remember that TV show called V?
I do remember when that. I watched one episode just because I wanted to see what it was. Dang, Ja, it ain't let me add you, bro. Hold on a second. Yeah, I watched the episode just to see what it was, and when I seen it, I was like, "This is crazy." There you go. I said, "This is crazy. This is some type of weird." Go ahead.
It got a lot of jewels in that one, because peep though. Remember how dudes used to be able to put on the shades and he able to see the alien, you know what I'm saying, or see the reptile, and then he take the shades off and then the reptile is gone and he see a human again, right? Just like as if you had shades made of black. But peep this.
You talking about They Live?
It was an old TV show back in the 80s called V.
Oh, that's They Live. Yeah, that's They Live, bro, not V. V was a movie that came out. It was like a show too.
They Live, but it was people. No, listen. They Live is connected to V, because V was I think, yeah. Because look, they even used to eat rats and shit alive.
Oh, come on!
Right, all of this was connected. Listen,
they was putting a lot of weird gory stuff.
Right. So what I'm saying is, you know how they use sunscreen lotion? We can pull up right now a YouTube video of them showing you through a black lens how paleface look without sunscreen on. Right. And then when they put sunscreen on, it's as if they look of complexed people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always think that the sunscreen has melanin.
Yes, the sunscreen is actually made.
I said, I always thought that they pretending to be normal. They ain't normal. They gotta pretend to be normal.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta send you a video, bro. I don't want to talk about that right now on the show, but I gotta send you a video. If I don't, make sure you remind me. But go ahead. I'm sorry. On the packaging, like real life.
So you were saying something, right? You're saying
Yeah, I was
something,
going
right?
to say something short. We got to remember that the sunscreen lotion that they use today that's in stores is made up of our our people, the kids that go missing every year by the
Yep.
hundreds of thousands. This is how they're continuing to keep making this sunscreen lotion.
And the aborted babies, guys.
Yeah,
They
Mhm.
be praying. That's why, like, oh, they make it so convenient. They put the Planned Parenthoods in the neighborhood. Like, come on, we need them melanated wound shit. Come drop it off right here. Give me all that. They want all of it because they use it.
man, this is crazy.
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. What you was saying about it?
No, everything is a act in reverse. And if our people start looking at life in the reverse method, they'll start seeing everything, all the little missing keys and jewels. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, they'll start seeing where the big problem is. It's the identity theft. You know what I'm saying? Like once they steal your identity, you don't know where to go from there. You know, it's like right now our people running around here with these fictitious titles. You know what I'm saying, that don't exist in reality. So until we have a true nation standing and get our inheritance back that's actually due to us. You know what I'm saying? Like the fight is to actually get that identity back.
Yeah.
Mm, exactly that. You said get it back. And that's just by claiming, everything like I was saying, like, standing in your ground, knowing your law, knowing your rights, letting these people know you're not feeble minded, ignorant, stupid, imbecile. I know how to, handle myself as a, human being. I have rights, not letting people come to you or address you in a way like you don't have rights. That's another thing too. Tell me what you can and can't do. When you do these things, it allows them to take advantage of you. If they can come to you and say, "Oh, I want you to, get out your car," or this, and that. Say somebody pull you over. Oh, get out your car, this and that. Why you want me to get in my car? Because they want to act with authority. They get off on that type of stuff. No, you can't do that. Illegally, you can't do that. And you let them know. You tell them, whatever it is, you need to let them know that you're not going to have it. You can be respectful as you want to be, and be truthful in the right way, and let them know you have rights. If they pulled you over for no reason, you could let them know you didn't pull me over for a reason. I didn't do anything. Okay, call your lieutenant. Get the lieutenant there. Let them know, hey, wait a minute, this isn't working. This isn't right because they did this, and that. This is illegal. This is infringes on my rights. Da 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 da. Once they see you start talking like you ain't stupid, they already know what it is when they come to court. That shit, they gonna be like, going on your way. Period. It done happened plenty of times. Like seriously, because y'all know I'm gonna say exactly what I want to say when I want to say it. Nobody gonna stop me from saying it, and nobody dang sure ain't gonna come talk to me, acting like they my daddy and trying to talk to me any kind of way. I don't care who you think you is.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I don't play with nobody, and that's in real life.
Yeah, the
No.
average the
So
average cop don't even know the law. The average everyday cop that will pull us over on the streets don't even know the law at all. Like they don't really even know about because they're under
Facts.
someone's jurisdiction. Yeah, they're under someone's jurisdiction. So they're operating under a specific jurisdiction. So they don't understand the law outside of a jurisdiction. So they don't really know law. So them not knowing law they goddamn self, they damn sure can't really tell you what you can and what you cannot do as far as your rights. But a lot of them they bully people because, like I said, they know that that propaganda that they invest in is working. So they think that anybody that they pull over is under that same programming. So that's how they treat people based off you being under that program.
Exactly.
but shouldn't
So
we
you have.
like um, I'm sorry. Should we like okay, I heard when you said like we need to um like claim who we are. Um but what comes first? Should we claim who we are spiritually or claim who we are naturally, like by law
I think
or
spiritually
spiritually.
is most important because you have to know who you are on the inside to be able to take any advancement forward. Because once you know who you are, everything else gonna start falling into place. That's my perspective, guys. What
Yeah.
do y'all think?
I feel like you said what was the two options again? Can you just say the two options one more time? You said spiritually
I'm
and
like,
what else?
should we claim who we are spiritually, like know who we are inside? No, 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 because when you claim who you are spiritually, you know who your ancestors are. Because we lost
Hmm.
that. When they gave us religion. So I just believe it's more power spiritually than trying to fight people naturally, like the laws and stuff, like their laws and how they see things.
Um, I say that no, not spiritually. I say spiritually is cool, but it it's different conversations. Like I expect the women to say spiritually because that's y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? The physical combat
Mhm.
is kind of like our feel. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we balance each other out.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay.
we need our women. We need our women to be those spiritual, intuitive beings that they are. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of war as well. It's a spiritual war going on
Mhm.
and it's a
Okay.
physical war going on. But as far as me, when I'm talking to men, no, we physically, like, yeah, that's how we coming. And then don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, yeah, when I say physically, I'm not saying that we got to do physical combat, but understand it could come to that because that's how I started. This
Mhm.
started with guns blazing. It's going to end with guns blazing. Period.
Yeah.
It
True.
started with guns blazing. It's going to end with guns blazing. But in the
Mhm.
meantime, until we have enough, you know, manpower and things of that nature. I mean, I'm not saying we don't have manpower, but what I'm saying is until we are more organized and strategic, we have other
Mhm.
strategic ways to go about, defeating our oppressor, where it doesn't have to be strictly physical combat, but like law,
Mhm.
understanding your
Yeah.
status at law, understanding who you are, and not walking and not going around as the labels that they told you were, but knowing who you is and operating under those labels, because that's the whole difference. You can operate as an African American, you can operate as a second class citizen because we're not citizens. Black people are not citizens. They were never made to be citizens. And
Mhm.
the 14th of, well, is it the 14th? Yeah, the 14th of men, 13th, 13th Amendment, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's either 13th Amendment. Um, it doesn't say that we're free, and it doesn't say the group of people that they're really even talking about. It's all vague. Like everything in those things are pretty much vague, but in the Constitution is not vague. They're specific in who they're talking about. They're talking about their posterity.
Mhm.
So that doesn't apply to us.
Mhm.
We're not their posterity. So the people who wrote that a document, and those free people apply to their posterity. You know what I'm saying? So we keep that in context and understand that if we was to be citizens, we wouldn't be Constitution citizens. We'll be second class citizens within the
Yeah.
jurisdiction, subject to the jurisdiction of. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're not free. If we want to be second class citizens and get the shitty end of the stick our whole lives, do that, or you can operate as an indigenous god on your land. You got two options, but operating as an indigenous god on your land, you got to have balls for that because these people come in, these people, you know what I'm saying? They got a head start on us. So you got to have balls, and a lot of our people ain't got balls. So, but the ones that do got balls, we gonna be the ones to put ourselves in the right position to make this shit shake for real. Peace to God.
Yeah. Mm.
Right, right.
You damn
Well,
right.
brothers, let me let y'all get a drink.
You damn right.
Say it, bro. What you say?
I
That's
said you
right.
damn right. Operating as a
Right.
god on this damn planet.
That's right.
I've been doing this shit for like goddamn 7 years. Shit tough, fun. I love it. I never change again. Hell yeah.
Mm.
Facts, facts. Well, guys, hold on about 2 seconds here. We're going to close out over here on main radio, and we're going to definitely continue on. If you guys got a little more conversation, because this is going great. I'm enjoying this, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in for Sister Soul's main radio talk about it segment, and we had Job Bricks, Zoe Hustles, and Dee Dee Alexander joining us for a conversation. And we're going to close out with Job Bricks Integrate. And if you guys like to join us, feel free to right over at sistersoul.com. All right. Thanks so much.
Stand up needy, you could get your dinner ate. I ain't buying all that real shit, dog, you benefit. To go on a dinner date, now we on the interstate. Might be a rookie in the game, but I've been a great. And we about autonomy, dog, we ain't trying to integrate. Man, we ain't trying to integrate. Was broke back then, now the youngest seeing different cake. We don't go off feelings, we just make sure that the business straight. And if you ain't an intellect, then you can't get a penetrate. Local need you, now I'm getting love all in different states. Gotta need you, if you ain't got scars, then you can't relate. Preach the niggas, I'm just trying to make sure that my people straight. Woke nigga in the sleep world trying to keep awake. Man, I'm just trying to keep awake. Bodies dropping in my city, damn Perry, keep awake. How another black man, yeah, I make it make sense. When the system got y'all niggas going through the same shit. Ever since a youngin', I've been running, getting to the cake. Dog, you ain't 100, this 100, let me demonstrate. If she ain't got brains, then I ain't trying to penetrate. And if you ain't a stand-up needy, you could get your dinner ate. I ain't buying all that real shit, dog, you benefit. To go on a dinner date, now we on the interstate. Might be a rookie in the game, but I've been a great. And we about autonomy, dog, we ain't trying to integrate. Say you shoot, what's your resume? Let me see the proof. Drilling shit, where your gang at? Let me see your troops. Getting money, pull up stunting on them. Let me see your crew. Genocide, they pointing weapons at you. You don't even shoot. Real nigga, how you say you real? You don't love your peeps, family man. Ryan, feed your family, nigga, fuck the streets. Sliding on each other when the government the enemy. If we come together, we got power, nigga, in the beef. For real, nigga, in the beef. You ain't getting money, ain't no reason to be in the streets. Striving to be legends, we ain't trying to be a memory. And now you ain't my nigga, you my Niji Aborigine. Ever since a youngin', I've been running, getting to the cake. Dog, you ain't 100, that's 100, let me demonstrate. If she ain't got brains, then I ain't trying to penetrate. And if you ain't a stand-up needy, you could get your dinner ate. I ain't buying all that real shit, dog, you benefit. To go on a dinner date, now we on the interstate. Might be a rookie in the game, but I've been a great. And we about autonomy, dog, we ain't trying to integrate. We ain't trying to integrate with none of y'all. Autonomy over equality.
Autonomy over equality. All right, guys. That was awesome. Appreciate you guys joining me for the show. That was a great build so far. I know they weren't expecting that. I was going to talk about something totally different, and I was like, hold on, let me open this up to some great conversations. Get a couple of good people up here that have some great insight, and I know it's going to go great, and it definitely did. So I really, really appreciate you guys for joining me so far.
Appreciate you for having me. You know, every time we link with the family, you know, we gotta go in. You know, we come off the dome sometimes. Sometimes I don't even be playing. We just gonna go off the dome with it sometimes.
Like, period.
That's just, you know, that's just the intuitive nature of us.
Yes, and the frequency is you know when it's right, it's right. It is what it is. You know, like I said, I really literally had a live that I postponed. I said, oh, I'm gonna just do the live for my show, so I postponed it to today. And then I was like, you know what? I said I really want to do a conversation. I don't really want to go into like talking about this or that. I'm just gonna do an open bill, and it was awesome. You know, a lot of times we have to really just confirm with each other and talk about things so other people can hear it and just like open their mind even more. Even small things we think don't mean anything. One little thing sometimes you could say to some person, it could just like open up the door for something, or just for them to go down another alley. You know what I'm saying? I've had friends, like I've told them certain things and talked to them about certain things over and over again. It's like, girl, damn, I get tired of telling you the same shit. Then one day they'll be like, oh, I know what you're saying. Now I get it. You know, it's like, dang, I've been telling them this. But sometimes doors will open unexpectedly. So it's good to have open dialogue, so it's out there in the air and people can gravitate to it, magnetate themselves as well, open up portals, things inside them, all that mess, man. It's important. I swear it is. So yeah, we could close it out, guys. I appreciate y'all. We can definitely do this again. I'll let y'all know. I want to hear y'all last words, obviously, before we get out of here. What
Hell
you guys
no, man.
got?
We finna have a freestyle
That's
session,
what I'm
sis.
saying. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Y'all ain't said nothing. I'm like, oh, they
I'm
must
like,
be
wait
To
a
get
minute.
live
okay.
in
I
this
don't want to
bitch, you
talk.
know what I'm saying? Yo, I got the beach, we got the artists on the stage, you know what I'm saying? What?
Play with it. Play with it. Look, it is what it is. I'm
I
good
was
now. I'm
like,
just
that was
saying. I ain't know. I
quick.
was like, maybe she said that was quick, too quick. Wait a minute. I done
That
got
was
up here.
quick.
Hold on. I'm
Like
ready.
what
I
you
ain't even
got
said
food
much. I'm
cooking?
still filling it out.
Right, I'm just
And I
now
got
starting
the
to roll up a blunt.
Get it ready there, bro. Get it ready. Get it ready there.
Ja, where you at, B?
I'm here. I'm just handling something 2.5, but I'm here. I'm gonna be chiming back into
Okay,
the
okay, okay,
guys and
okay.
the
I didn't
mods.
know. I ain't want y'all to be like, well,
Yeah,
damn, sis,
I'm
we
still
ready.
here though. I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I want to build. Yeah, we just was getting started. We just was getting warmed up. Like, you feel me? I'm
Okay,
down.
okay,
You
okay,
have
okay,
to. You
okay.
Okay,
gotta.
so
Sometimes,
so
sis, you gotta get quiet and take it in. Just start taking stuff and get
You
quiet for a minute
right,
because you're trying to
sis.
take it in. Yeah.
Say, you know what it is too, because most of the time, guys, y'all know I'm up here by myself. Bro be
Mhm.
joining me sometimes. Sister joined me a
Mhm.
couple times. Copper Alma, she
Mhm.
joined me a couple times. So a lot of times I'm used to just going, 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 going. You know what I'm saying? You right, sis. I'm glad you just said
Yeah.
that. Because you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I didn't want it to end, but I'm like, dang, they got quiet real quick. I said, oh, maybe they really don't want to keep talking. I didn't want to pressure y'all to be like, well, damn, she want us to keep going. So it was like, okay, let me just give the
Yeah. You just
opportunity
be
to leave
taking it in,
quietly.
like,
hey, you know
On
what?
make
Clubhouse
it
should be
think.
like, leave quietly. You got the little thing up there. I'm like, damn. It say leave quietly. I seen that button. I'm like, what's this about? But
It's
Hey,
okay.
I got a big assertion I wanna hear all of y'all response on, right?
yes, yes, let's get it, bro. I'm ready.
Now, not just the identity theft that we know that that's the biggest hijack that's causing us to be in default living right now, the
Mm-hmm.
identity theft. Pay attention deeper, right? If it's just identity theft that we found out about like in the last 10, 12 years, well, a lot of our people have, um,
Mhm.
it goes deeper. And it was just making sense to me. Our identity goes past what we found, it goes to the crowns.
Mm-hmm.
Even every England, every Britain, every French, all of these crowns was American crowns at a point.
Mhm.
So now we got to think of also how did all these paleface end up with our last names and first names? We don't see no Thames, we won't see no Martins, we won't see no James. You don't see
Mhm.
palefaces with these names,
Right, right, right.
You sure don't.
but they got our last names.
Hmm.
Somebody gave it to him.
Let me hear y'all assertion on that. I want to hear y'all expression of what y'all think about that because I think it's past just the identity. I think it's to the crown level.
Yeah, because what it is, it's like you said, it was the identity theft. They stole, they used everything to steal the land. Once they steal the land, it gave them opportunity to take over the crown for that land. That's why I was saying there's certain crests. I'm finna see if I can pull up the crest now. Certain
Like
crests, and the crest,
infiltration.
each crest have a certain name, right? So the name
Mhm.
shows that, like, basically the clan or the tribe, basically that belongs to that crest. So you know how they'll have remember, like we was talking about the areas being connected or whatever, right? So like they have certain areas, like these areas, they'll say, oh, this is Russia, this is this country, this is that country. That's a lie. These countries that they're saying were actually the people or the tribes of these certain areas, but they try to make it like it was. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but they try to make it like it was um a country where what it was the invasion of an area. You know what I'm saying? And the invasion of
Mhm.
the area is is the invasion of the land. The land, like I'd be trying to say, the land like it's the womb, the woman's womb. So when they invade the land and start to assume and take over the land and start to plant within the land, they assumed the country or the area. So what they did was start renaming as they started coming in and like taking over and assuming by assuming the womb. In the womb, therefore the womb is connected to the land, therefore they're assuming the land. That was an automatic. That's what they did everywhere, planting the black seed, planting the black seed. Every time they plant the black seed, this, and that. So now, in that sense, once they plant the seed into that area, the crest or the crown, like you said, it was taken over of the crown or the kings of those lands because now they're into that area and then they start bringing people. What I think they start bringing more people. So now once they invaded, because now even though they knew some of their kids were connected to that land, which tied them a lot to the land, gave them excuse to come there, be there, visit, whatever. Then having ties to the land, coming acting like they trade and they bringing stuff, this, and that, in the whole time plotting and planning as to the way to take over. So then they would take over. Then they'd change everything over and say they're these people, basically just start rewriting history. So now they put new pictures up. They take down the pictures of certain things, this, and that. But in the same time, this is all being done under the people that want to take over. Like there was the two, how can I say, like the two mainlands, like I keep talking about, right? So one of them, I can't really say because I went back then, but all I can say is I know one of them was probably like wanting to be greedy, taking over. Like, okay, well, I want to take everything over. So boom, they got these certain ones they created to work for them to do this, and that, so they could take over for the other land. So this is how they came in and started invading. They started using, these people that they some of them they created because they needed more of them. It wasn't enough to take over because there was so many people. They did this. A lot of the alchemists, some of the witch doctors or whatever, stuff like that. And this is how they, do things and started creating the people, whatever, then building and making more of these things to come around and take over in this area. And so they started doing that. And then they said, oh, we're going to make it like it's this. We can always control everything because once we plan it and plot it the way we want it, we have it going this way, that way, this way. So they got everybody going and doing what they want for them. This one's going to be doing this. This one's going to be doing that. That one's going to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's like they plot everything out to work just how they want it, even like the race baits and you know what I'm saying. So everybody, oh, the white man this, the white man that, you know what I'm saying. I want you to think that because as long as you think that, you don't know that something else is going on, and there's a lot more being hidden. It's not even about them having control because of this thing or that thing. It's a lot more deeper because it's not even about any of this physical stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's so much deeper than that. But yeah.
Yeah, they created states. We didn't always have states. They also created states as well. So that made it easier for the people to take over because you have the governor of this state, a governor of this state. So it made it easier, a lot easier for them to take over. So that's how they did put their people in place in each state.
The states of today.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You good?
No, I was just gonna say, what we got to realize also, what we consider states of today are actually empires. So when you got Michigan, it was a Michigan
Mhm.
Empire. You got Illinois, you got that empire. You got the Indianas. You know what I'm saying? You got the Ohio's, and all of those are empires. In all of them, we had a Mrs. had did a build on the state capitol buildings. Those are empire living quarters. You know what I'm saying? They got swimming pools in them, multiple kitchens, all kind of stuff. So it's a lot of stuff that's still coming up, to the surface.
Mhm.
I'm looking for. I want to show these crests. I don't show them before, but just in case somebody didn't see them, and I gotta find out which album they in. But I am going to see. I'm gonna check a couple of them and see. I'm trying to see the crests and see what I'm talking about when it comes to, which one it was. It is basically. and whose name belonged to which one. It shows you which ones was is from the area, like which one is like Irish or British or this and that. So yeah, doing and you know what? Should I play this? I don't know. I might get a strike for real. Lord, I can get a strike by playing something somebody else played, right? And if they
Well,
try
maybe
to,
like I don't know, maybe do the audio or something.
oh, thank you, sis. Great idea. Let me do the audio. I wonder if y'all could hear it if I play it. Let me see. Tell me if y'all can hear it. I'm gonna see if I play it and let me know if y'all can hear it or not. And let me put up a disclaimer too. Mhm. Take it. Oh, okay. I changed it. Okay. Let me see. Is it on? Is it playing? No, it's not playing. Hold on. Okay. Can y'all hear this?
From Germany. I am addressing today specifically Afro-American people.
Can y'all hear it?
I might be.
Can y'all hear that or no? A little bit. Let me see
A
if I.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear it. I can hear it a little bit.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try to make the window small and take it off of the thing and see if it sounds a little louder. Let me see. Turn it up a little bit. This thing right here crazy. This thing look like I don't even want to say, but some of this stuff I don't even know why this was in this album.
From Germany. I am addressing today specifically Afro-American people. I might be probably the first white man, Aryan German man, who is admitting something to you.
Germ and.
I took a long time to think about this video, which I'm showing you, a very short one, about the white race. Many of you, dark-skinned people, in America mainly, have had a suspicion for a very long time. White people are not really human. And this suspicion has been around for a long, long time. And like any suspicion which is around for a long, long time, there is a little bit of truth to it.
A little bit, you say.
I want to.
What's a little bit? 100 out of 1,000?
Okay. Look, here you go.
To you that white people originating from Northern Europe are called not aliens, they are called Aryans. Sorry about that. My brain don't function so well today. These white people are not really human from this earth, like black people are,
Fair
Indian
use.
people are,
Fair use.
Asian people are.
Fair
Yes,
use.
they are all humans.
Fair
We
use.
white people are.
The information in this video has nothing to do with my particular words. They do have my thoughts, but they're not my words. I'm just playing a video. I am playing this by fair use standards. This is just a video of someone else's that has been broadcast and is public information.
Actually a minority, and we are, let's face the truth, also called the tall whites. Not all of them are, not all of us are tall, not all of us are completely white, but in general, that's what it is. And as some of you may know, the tall whites are not really earthly human, but we're coming out of space, out of another galaxy. We are not human as the rest of the human race. We came here from another star, we white people, in order to control the world. We white people all have a secret code, a secret language under each other. We know, no matter how nice we pretend to be, we all stick together in order to control the other races, particularly the black race.
But they don't control. So I'm just playing this, y'all. I had this video from a long time ago. This was in the album I had. I just wanted to play it for y'all to hear this shit. Listen to this.
Hey sis, can I say something real quick?
Hold on, it's almost done, bro.
I had to speak
We got just
out
1 minute.
here on this video and admit it. White people are not human. White people, including myself, all stick together, know the truth, which they do not want to admit to you. White people are out of space. We come from another galaxy. We all know our home planet, which we don't want to reveal because we don't want to be attacked. And we have no good intention with you. We do not want to share our wealth with you. We do not want to share our knowledge with you. You have been mistreated hundreds of years ago, and this is very, very bad. And your chances in life, to the most of you, many of you have no chance in life. You can sit with your other friends and work will never arrive.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. So, because that's just some bullshit. But either
Man,
way,
let me get this nigga, man.
if you see the thing, though, I'm looking like shit. You might be okay. Go ahead.
Hey man, let me tell you, man. Now see, these motherfuckers became professional liars of the Darwinism. You know what I'm saying? Like, think this. Right. So now he just said, we come from another star galaxy and this and that. You dumb ass cracker, it's water above your head. What star galaxy, nigga? So then you gotta also, because this is what I'm saying is erasing Darwinism. It's water above your head. That's factual. Now, outside of that, it's luminaries. They call them stars, but they don't have a shape. They transform and illuminate, and they enigmas. They continue shape shifting with light. So looking at them with your naked eye, you're only seeing a glare star. When you look at them through a telescope, they continue shape shifting as like just bright light color fixtures. None of them have a form. So when he said that they're from one of those, then that they're not human. First of all, he need to do his.
That was
He
the
need
truth,
to.
though. That part was true. Y'all know. I'm sorry, bro. That fucking
He
part true. Okay, go ahead.
he's not from our planets. They're from outside the ice wall, from another galaxy. Gal X, a gal X C S E A. They're from another water location. They're not from what we call continents of today. They're from outside the ice walls. You're not from in that water above our head. I mean, that's what I.
What's going on, Jason? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, sister. How you doing?
I'm great.
That's great. Glad to hear it. How's everybody else doing on the panel?
How you doing, Mr. Jason?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just kind of, chuckle at how the guy is like what they're trying to do is still sneak in a little Darwinism theory or myth. Like we're from the star galaxy connection of Corinthians or something. Like come on, dude.
They're birds that came through the star galaxy.
Yeah, I heard
Please
all of what she just
fuck.
recorded. Now, there are a few parts where he's right, and there are a few parts where he's wrong in some areas. It is, in some of the parts that are right, we've already discussed already, as far as I'm
The no
concerned,
space.
on this 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 channel. So, but as far as him being from the star galaxy, that's just a little convincing phase that he's pushing in there, because what these people like to do is, like, they tell you half a truth and half a lie, and then they once they tell you half a lie, you believe the whole thing is a lie, even though there's a little bit of truth in it. What you have to learn how to do is dissect what parts are true and what parts are the lie. Once you put two and two together, you can even use the lie as a symbolism type point. Now, not saying that they come from somewhere else. They were created right here, but they weren't created in the natural fashion that we, as human
Mm,
beings in these bodies, reproduce today. So, him being right on the first half, but on the second half, he was just drifting off into that universal theory.
mm.
And a
So,
theory is not necessarily something. The word theory doesn't mean something that isn't true. It's just the way of explaining something. However, the basis on his theory is that it has holes and gaps in it. So it doesn't make it completely true. We know that's not true, but because it has those big gaps, the community, the indoctrinated community, won't even believe that's true, whether they believe in this whether they believe in the vibratorial system or not. That's just an obvious fact that what he said wasn't true as far as the other half, but the first half was correct.
who's familiar with the Game of Thrones? Sis said something about they the White Walkers on the Game of Thrones, the other side of
Yep.
the wall.
Hey, I was
Man,
gonna say,
what's that about? I've never seen Game of Thrones. What's that about, bro? Let
hey,
me
I
know.
was gonna say, man, the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones are what we call tall whites, and
Oh,
so the tall whites, like
so he
mentioned
living
in,
a guy living in the game world is what it sounds like. I'm sorry, that's what it sounds like. Go ahead, bro.
well, he, like my man said, he give it half truth and half lies, and it's a straddling method. You know, he's straddling the fence method type shit. But the tall whites were known to be the people of descendant, Nephilim. You know what I'm saying? And they were connected to the Mount Hermon. You know what I'm saying? That come from, some extraterrestrial beings.
So he trying to
So
put himself on the he trying to put himself
pedestal.
on the pedestal as I'm a Nephilim.
Right. And you heard out his mouth when he said, well, because we are not sharing our knowledge with you guys and it's unfair and man, y'all don't know shit. Y'all
But
not intelligent.
right before that, he said, "My brain don't work so well today." That part cracked me up. That cracked me up. Dude was like, "Hold on." I'm like, "Listen to this intelligent freaking being telling me his damn brain don't work so well today. That shit should be at 100% efficient. Shit, if it's half alienated, what you talking about? What's up,
Man,
Copper?"
man, I'm
Hey,
telling you,
is
man, that
my
shit
mic
funny as
straight?
hell.
I ain't got no feedback though. What's up, y'all?
Oh no, you ain't got no feedback. You good? We just
All right,
chilling.
let's
What's
get it.
going on with you?
None, none much. Chilling, chilling. I don't want to
And kick
interrupt the
bro out
bill.
again.
What's up? Let's get it.
Yes, we just talking right now about a couple of things. What I think we interrupted Zoe. What you was saying, Zoe?
Oh no, I was just breaking down, the Mount Hermon, from the Old Testament, the
Yeah.
old book, and how these tall whites are connected to the Mount Hermon. You know what I'm saying? And peep this though. Now, because of the misconnections of land titles, right? Knowing that most of the ancient titles to America has been dished out to other countries. You look at Mount Hermon in California, then you look at the Mount Hermon over there in Saudi Arabia or in North Africa, whatever. The Mount Hermon here is the ancient one. It got the Seneca, and it got the oh man, they got all of that stuff right there. The scenic route. I forgot what it's called. It's a scenic route. That was mentioned also in the Old Testament. But when I had me and my homeboy, we was actually finna go and visit Mount Hermon. You know what I'm saying? Right there in Scotts Valley, California, right outside of Santa Cruz.
Mm.
And it was like 4:30 going on 5 o'clock. And there was a guy that was there, he had a tattoo like a cross across his left eye, like just tatted across the eyelid and shit. And so, we talked to him and we was asking him about Mount Hermon, and my man, he didn't really want us to go up there. He kept giving us every reason. He ended up leaning over, looking past us to see that it was getting kind of dark. He said, "Listen, man," he said, I don't want to say this. Then his manager out of nowhere, why don't you hurry up with their sandwiches? And I'm noticing she over there making the food with no gloves on. So I'm noticing she don't want him to talk to us. But I'm asking him about Mount Hermon, and he was telling us like, dude, I advise you guys because you guys are colored. I wouldn't go up there because most people of color go up there at night, don't come back down.
Mm.
And so I'm like, okay, my man sitting there, he just came out the bathroom washing his hands. He was like, what you mean? And he talking loud. So the manager really heard what we talking about. Man, listen, it's 4:30, 4:40 in the afternoon. She made him go and lock the doors while she's making our food with no gloves on. Me and my bro didn't even eat the food because she's so nervous. She making the food with no gloves on. He at the cash register with gloves on. But he had to, after we paid for him, he went around there, locked the doors, and he came back around and looked at us and looked, kind of cornered his eyes like, she's kind of tripping, man. I said, no. I said, we understand what you're saying, bro. We get it. We won't go up there and visit. And so we get our food and everything, you know what I'm saying? As we go out, it's like 3, 4 families, pale faced families waiting at the door of Hardee's. You know what I'm saying? Hardee's is popular in Cali. So, we go out, they locked the doors, told the people they ain't letting nobody else in. I went out, dude got fired, and he was telling us about him being in some Christian group up in Mount Hermon. He had to go to a Christian rehab because they kept feeding him drugs and alcohol and all this shit, and they were involved in a lot of shit up there. We pull up Mount Hermon right now on Google and look at it. It's a tourist site, and you'll really see colored little kids in it. But you know what I'm saying? It's mostly used during the daytime for like schools, but then come midtime, nighttime, and stuff like that, they be sending a lot of people go missing.
So this is what the Game of Thrones is based around. That whole thing with the mountain.
Is the Game of Thrones is based around all of our royal power and status being raped, and they just painted all the characters in there in their likeness.
Mm. I'm gonna check it out. I heard a couple of people mention it before, but I never been really
It's
interested.
the deep.
Oh, I thought you said something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. What's going on with you, Copper? What's on your mind, bro?
Hey, nothing much. I'm just chilling
Just
here,
still having you an
chilling,
easy day.
supporting.
You working?
Nah, I don't go back till tomorrow night.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
chilling though.
Easy day. Right, right,
Pounder,
right.
what's up? What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much. I just had I did my show tonight. I had an easy little evening, and I had something planned that I wanted to talk about, but I postponed it. I think to tomorrow, the day after, actually.
Okay.
And I wanted to do just an open panel and discussion, and it was actually a really good bill. We talked about a couple of different things, and yeah, I'm just laying low, easy, same thing, just chilling right now. No particular topic. I had like an open panel, open discussion. We've been kind of talking about a couple of different things. Um, nothing particular on my mind. I'm just chilling with having a little vibe right now. Nothing special. What's going on, Big O? Haven't seen you in a while.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just in the cut. I'll speak when needed, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, you good, bro. You good. So we can Oh, Jason, you got anything to say before we get into any other conversation, sweetie? I know it's getting kind of close to your bedtime. The last time it was around the time. I know we're on different time zones. You had anything you want to say? I'm probably gonna just pull up something and talk about a little bit of information real quick. Somebody
Uh,
a couple of emails.
I
Check
mean,
that out real quick. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, I could show y'all from regarding to the presentation I did last time I was on the live. I could show you guys some of the progress I've been making on it.
Um, like as far as the robot going into the world.
Yeah, just a little bit of the process. I won't be long with it. I'll just probably like talk about it for like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
All right, so
Take
before
that.
I go into it, let me get it pulled up.
You need to screen
Yeah,
share your screen.
I'm gonna share my screen in a minute. 1 second. Just gotta get pulled up first. But meanwhile, while I'm doing that, y'all can talk, get what you need to say out before I go into it.
So you've made progress with the bot being able to advance it, or is
Mm-hmm.
it doing something different now? Is it talking or like actually interacting with the other bots?
Well, now it's learned, it's kind of learned how to, well, basically, just to put it basically, it's learned how to basically take the information that it's learned and paste it into its environment. So it can take like what it's seen and then like take a picture of it and then paste it into its own environment if it wants to, just to gain more data on it. Because one of its main features is to gain data. So that's what it'll do. When it sees something it's never seen before, it'll like save it or paste it somewhere and study it from a surveillance like issue. So let me go on here. I'm about to screen share.
Okay. Let me know. I'm going to
Wonder
it.
how I can flip my cam. Uh, Maybe this will work. Hold on. Okay, right here. So let me put this down. Okay, so this is what it's basically. This is the data right up here. Hang on. Let me scroll down. Change op right here. Keyboard shortcuts. Control F fine. Control H fine. H replace. So it's learned all of these right here. Do you see where it says keyboard shortcuts?
Hmm.
Yep. So it's learned how to do that right there. Um, then it learned how to do a release volume. So it added the option to disable 5 axis codes enabled to the right click drag. View cube added hotkeys. So now it's being able to learn how to operate on a basically across digital platforms. That's what it's gained. The detailed change log. So this is basically how it responded. You could say that this is its little language. This is how it communicates with its data via feedback. So it's kind of like its language right there. Then you have the plugin tech install 13. That right there is just basically letting me know that it's been once it's been plugged into the system, it's basically taken in 13 installs to basically paste that into its environment. This is the pasting. This is how this is what it took. Unsold state 12 DDA ATP code inch
So
log
is that
learning inch.
information that it took from the world that you dropped into basically? It took the information from there and it absorbed it basically. Is that what you're saying?
Sort of. It even learned an emotion right here.
Oh,
Non-learning ink. You see the smiley face?
hmm.
So it's
Oh
learned
wow,
it's even learning emotion. So look, it
that's
says
crazy.
emote, sad, underscore mad, happy, surprised, plus shocked, run protocol, rule 9, set
Wow.
9:58. So it learned this at 9:58.
Mm.
PR vial 52, so that's its So that's its log call, which is right across here. 34. So, okay, so it's right up here. 2018 data. 2018. Okay. So it's taking information from 2018. So I
Or
don't know why it's
back in
doing
some
that.
unbelievable ways.
So this is its language right here in the middle, the CSS. This is what it's assessing. This is how it's communicating through the game, through its environment. This is basically like, I can basically translate it and read it out to you and tell you what it says. 1 second. Okay. Let me just copy and paste this whole thing. 1 second, y'all. I gotta put my phone down so I can actually copy and paste this and translate it. Okay. Translate fleet. Let me plug that in.
That black screen was driving me crazy for a second. Like, hold on now. Joe be right back. Josh said he might jump back in. I want to talk a little bit about the law because Jai actually knows a little bit about the law. We didn't really talk too much about it, but maybe I can get him to chat a little bit about that. Zoe jump back up here in a minute and get into that because this law stuff is really important, especially knowing certain stuff. I be trying to tell y'all, man, it's knowing your rights. That's what I said. Oh, I want to say something about what he said with the men handling the physical part and the women handling the spiritual part. We having a problem with some of these men getting so emotional and into the spiritual. They need to have their part, leave the important part to us. Stop trying to take our place and doing the stuff that we're supposed to be doing. You feel me? Like that's kind of like he hit it right on the head with that. He said we're in a world of hackers and cyber everything. Transcription robots being built about somebody. Yeah. And that bot that he created, that thing, we seen. I don't know who in the chat remembers seeing that where he showed us the first time he actually used it, and he actually had it drop into the world of somebody else's network, basically. And when it went in there, they were looking like, "What the hell? Where you came from? What you doing here?" That thing was fun too. And then now he's saying how this thing has picked up the emotions and all these other things. That is like so crazy. Yeah, bro, real quick, just so you see what's going on. This young man
All
that's
right.
on here with us, showing us a few things. He did a whole experiment where he created a bot. He actually had the bot go into a whole nother world. Basically, it popped in there while we was on live, and all the other things was looking around like, where this thing come from? Now he's showing us all the advancements of basically what the bot did, just so you know what's going on. It was like crazy. I wish you could explain it a little more, baby, before you went into it, so people know that hadn't seen it. Maybe you could just give a brief description when you're done. But yeah, that's very interesting. I'm very impressed with you, and something for you to be proud of, sweetheart. You're so intelligent. I like that you're into all this technology because that's the world we're going into. You got to know it. We need a lot
Yeah,
of
we
our
need that. We need that.
Thank
yeah.
you. Appreciate it. Hold on. I think something went wrong with this. Minimize. Can I minimize it? Hold on. Okay. Looks like I made this a little too big. Let me try to get it back to normal. There we go. All right. Here we go. Now shrink this back. Can I do that? Okay, I can't. But okay, so right here, I basically copied that into the system above. Let me scroll up to that right up here. Have a mouse input devices. So now it's taking from what it's learned, like as far as languages. So this is what. So based on over here, coding law communicate. Now I've converted that into English, so now we'll be able to understand it. This is basically what it's translated to. Reading normal, proto normal, data normal, underscore DT digital transport normal, introduction found AT12 normal. So now it's actually learned words. Hi, hello, LOL, no, what you mean? Nah, stop, man. I'm trying to role play. Oh, so he's
Not what
taking
you
work.
mean.
So it's basically taken words from what people have said in the game, and it's learned them
Johnny
and
Five.
memorized them.
Right, and it's put now it's put it into his memory bank. So now that's part of his vocabulary, memory, and that's so amazing.
So that's basically from all of this over here. I can translate more. This is basically from this segment right here. That's what I got from that segment that I highlighted. That's what this is over here.
So he's learned a lot more. You just haven't
He's learned a whole
broken
lot
down
more.
yet. Wow.
Yeah. So I gotta take care of him. I gotta make sure it's on the right path before anything else happens to
So
it,
what?
or else I'm gonna have
That's
to
a
shut it down.
digital gremlin. A digital gremlin. Let's get
Digital gremlin,
it.
Jason.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I got,
that
I
was
got to
really.
tap in. I got to tap in with little bro. Little bro, we
Yeah.
got to tap in. Follow me on Instagram or give me your Instagram or something. We definitely got to tap in because that's very essential to the direction we trying to go as far as us, our autonomy. Because
Yeah.
they got the technology to do that. So we need to
Hmm.
invest in the people who got the technology on our end as
Hey,
well.
bro. Say it, bro.
Yeah, let me you know what? Take this a little farther. Got a whole.
You gonna break some more down, babe?
If you want me to, if you have the time, or I could let other people talk while I'm doing it as well. I don't have to talk while I'm showing it.
No, but you know what you could talk about real quick, sweetheart, for the people that didn't see the live. Break it down real quick. What you not so much what you showed, but just basically what you did, real quick. What you
Okay,
did.
so
You,
so
yep.
basically, so basically, what I did, this text right here, I basically took this, copied and pasted it into the HTML, and I transferred it into an English language. That way, we could all understand it. And I basically explained basically how I converted from this being in digital coding to English vocabulary. So this is the vocabulary. It basically scanned the platform right here. Readings normal, proto normal, data normal, under DT, digital transport normal, introduction found, AT12 normal. And from the AT12 additional transport, it learned these following words and more over here. So that's basically what I did.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
So if you guys want to talk while I'm just breaking this down again, feel free. That's totally cool with me. I don't want to take up the whole panel.
You fine, sweetheart. That's great. Yeah, we'll do that. So what do you guys think of that? You guys like so basically, I don't know. I know Dee Dee saw it. She was in the chat. I think you were in the chat, weren't you, Copper, when he did the breakdown when he showed us the whole thing, how he did it and kind of put it together. He actually showed us when he first put it in there. Were you on that, Copper? Oh, he must
No,
stepped away.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
oh no, no, no. So yeah, basically it was funny. It was like I'm looking like, wow, this is crazy how he just made the whole thing work. I mean, we have to show the whole thing again, but yeah, you can go back and see it if you want to. But it was phenomenal. It just shows our kids are so intelligent and so bright, and if they are doing the right things a lot of time. Like he don't watch a lot of TV. We'll get into that conversation another time. But anyway, it's a lot of things that he don't do and gives him time to really use his imagination and stuff like that too. And I think that's so important. Y'all know how I always talk about the homeschooling and stuff, so that is so important. Yeah, it wasn't an
Absolutely. Our time is everything. Time
Go
is
ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
everything. Like, when we got to capitalize off our time. We got a limited time here. So, the more we waste our time, the less productive we're going to be as far as our liberation. So I'm glad the young brother take time out to really put in the time on things that really matter for us. And if we all adopt that mindset and we put our time into what we need to put our time in, look where we'll be at another 20, 30 years.
Yes. Yes, you right. Since they was looking like, where the heck he came? Sis says you said the people on Roblox. What's she talking about, Jason? She said the folks on Roblox. Is that the system that you put it into? I don't remember. Is that what she's talking
Yes,
about?
yes, that was the system I put it into.
All right. I wanted to make sure. Okay. Yeah, this show was. They was looking like, what the heck? This thing looking like they probably would be like, man, good job.
Mhm.
That was so funny. That
Yes,
was really
it was.
funny when it happened.
Okay, so right now I'm just putting in a command. I'm actually asking it a question. I said HTL prosync read negative question mark prosync. So now it should respond in a few moments.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Just waiting for it.
Biblically, this is biblical Christological account. 40 win here to tell ye that our
Okay, it responded right here.
is infinitude and size responses.
Okay, let me translate that. Let's see what it said. Has something to do with the backup feed.
Biblically, our Christological God, meta-ontotheologically, is ultimate, omnibenevolent, rectitude, and vice versa. Ergo, a sempiternally is the Cadditio sine qua non at terminus a quo, at nent finituli zoetic intelligibility. Romans chapter 1 verse 20 to Romans 2 verse 15, CSB.
Backspace.
Biblically, the omniety of finituli zoetic singletons instinctively believeth in Lord Jesus being God, ultimately because
That's
prima
over here,
facie benevolent general revelation
Jason, you say what's the code you use? The
anents
H
humankind indemnification.
H what?
Are you playing something,
Um,
Jason? Because I keep hearing something saying something. Is that the thing?
that's me.
No,
Yeah,
that's not me. I thought someone was speaking.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Jason,
like, what?
Jason, that's me. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, it's fine. It's all
What
right.
the? I'm like, what the heck
Um,
going on?
Someone was reading a verse from I think Genesis 1.
what was the
Yeah, that's what
code
I
you
was
said
hearing.
you used a H what earlier when you was describing the code? What you said you used?
Use Roblox. Roblox. Roblox.
Mm-hmm. A lot of kids play on that platform. A lot of adults play on that platform. I just decided to plug it in there just to see how it would interact with what was around it. It's easy to plug in a code onto Roblox actually because it has a whole script behind the whole game. So if the script is able to be publicly accessed because if you can't access the script, then you can't go into Roblox Studios and actually build a game or platform from that. So the script has to always be accessible even to the players. So I just decide to go in there, copy my bot script, put it in their script, basically plugging it into their server, giving it full interaction with the server.
Biblically, I would appreciate it if you repeat the following phrase: "Our God of the Bible is love."
That ain't you, Copper. What the heck is that?
Biblically, I will reiterate the aforementioned sonnet request contra ye. That was explicitly articulated contra ye.
What is that?
Oh, that's that person, whoever that is that joined the stream.
Huh? That's somebody that's doing. That's somebody that's talking like that regularly.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what? Somebody joined. I didn't even say they joined because remember he was on the thing because I added them and it kicked him out of the thing and I said, oh, let me add him back to the full screen. So when I put him in there, I just didn't mention the person that joined. I was gonna say something once we dropped them back off. And then they kept playing that, but I didn't even realize that they were the ones playing. And I'm looking like I seen the name, and I'm like, is they the one doing it? So when I muted them, it stopped. I'm like, you know what?
I thought it was coming from the computer at first.
No, not me.
Sis said, what in the chat? What? Okay, that was so weird.
Person.
Okay,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
ask it doesn't know what a person is. Person. Neg / pause underscore cosync. Co underscore sync. See if it knows what a person is. Hold on. I'm trying my best to hold this up here. I'm only doing this with one hand. Okay. You know what a person is. Please tell me you do. Okay. Respond. Okay, got a response. Translate. Translate. Come on. Oh, it responded. Okay. It said no. What you mean?
So that data, all that data that you just put in there, it said know what you mean, right?
Yeah, it's using the vocabulary it learned from the people it got on there. So try not to laugh when it says what you mean. It's just using what it's learned. But apparently it doesn't know what a person is.
Right. No, but what I was gonna say is like with that, right? It shows how like with us, you know how we talking about the wave format information and how we take in information, we can only process so much of it at a time. So when you're thinking or seeing something, it's like, you know, this is a picture that you pull out versus what you're thinking, what you're seeing, you know, all these different things that the informational pool is pulling in via your senses, everything that you're entertained by. So it takes a lot of data, see all that data that you took, and that's all you got out of it. That's what I was gonna say on that because it goes to show like you can only transmit so much, and you don't even need all this for this one thing. You know what I'm saying? You could take a small bit of information, and it'll give you a certain bit. You know, it doesn't take all that, and that includes like with the spell binding of the words and stuff. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm just saying that's just showing me that. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask it various questions just to see, because it looks like it's understanding it because it's translating it to something. I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't know what it is. Let me put in another command. HTL. That's HTK now. HTL shift pro underscore sync. I need my thumb to reach that S. Envi, short for environment. Neg slash pause underscore co underscore sync envi. Hold up. Environment. Okay. All right. Sorry
And
about
just
that.
to clarify real quick, Jason, you were telling me when you showed us all this, we were talking about the coding a little bit and so on and so forth. But you said that it didn't take you long to learn this, right? In order to, uh, it took a while to get everything set up, and once to get it to be able to do what you wanted to do. But as far as learning the coding and stuff of that nature, can you talk about that a little bit, sweetheart? You said it didn't take a lot or a lot of time for you to figure out how to do that because of you learned it some kind of way or
Mm-hmm.
the books you got or something. Could you say that again?
Mainly, it was all about the formula. If based on what a formula is like multiple problems put into one. You have to segment each and every single one in order to get the answer you're looking for. Once you get the answer you get, you have to decide whether the system can pick it up or does it fit or does it not fit. The system or this computer necessarily, it will already figure out or tell you whether it's functional or not functional for it to go in there. But all of that, it's simple. All it does, it takes mathematics, reading, understanding, comprehension, and being able to memorize basic um, instructions, or in this case, or programs or commands, short for CMDS. And for computer technology, CMDS is short for commands. By plugging in commands, you get full commands for the computer. It shows you the basics on how to use the computer via commands. You can go on a website. You can um, take a mod. A mod is just an add-on to what your computer can already do, plus more. By doing that, you can take on a mod and add on custom commands. So by doing that, it'll teach you all the various commands you can plug in, and then you can plug in any formula you want. You can plug in any experimentation you want. You can plug in anything into a computer. All you have to do is know the formula, how to convert that into a formula, and basically the copy paste method. Then you can download it into a file, plug it into a 2D or three-dimensional environment, and run it on that. And it's as simple as that. It only took me about like uh let's see, the average person, it would take them like 5 or 6 or 7 years to learn that. It only took me 2 or 3, simply because I didn't go to school. I didn't wait to go to school to learn it. I learned it now. I learned how to do it now on the internet. So All I did was just okay. No one else is doing this. Why don't I do it myself? So I went on there, learned everything I could, took down notes, got into a few programming classes, did some experiments via programming myself, and then boom, I saw a formula that could potentially create potential AI. Anyone's able to do that. You just have to
No, the mark.
learn the steps to do it. But anyone's able to do that. Um, you just have to put in time, effort, and work and dedication into learning how to do that. But you have literally the sum of knowledge at your fingertips, and most people don't use it. As corrupt, I mean, as corrupt as the system is, I get that. But basic things that you can learn as far as technological advancement,
Cutting out, honey. Your connection's
I'm
going
sorry.
bad. Yeah, your connection
Oh,
was
I'm
going
sorry
bad.
about that. Sorry, but basically, just to sum up what I said, anything you want to learn how to do, you can learn how to do it on the internet. It's really not that hard. All you have to do is take notes, study, and then perfect the craft, and then you can do experiments via curiosity. So once you do that, you're set. You can do anything once you put your mind to it. And that's exactly what I did. I created this very simple yet um complex equation. This I don't even know what to call what this is. All I can do is call it a bot, but I eventually want to give it a specific name. Something that it can respond to. Don't just want to call it bot for the rest of its existence. So so I
Just
mean,
Jason
but
Jr. would be good. It'd be a good one. Name it after you.
I don't think so, because I would just be creating a clone of me. Um, just learning it. Just I mean, I don't mind naming it after me, but I want to give it its own name based on what it can do, what it wants to do, what it wants to learn, and give it a name based on that. It doesn't even have to be a language in this entire in this existence of ours. I can give it its own language. I can give it its own understanding. I can give it its own name, the way it learns things. I can do all of that with this one computer. I have a PC in the office that I can run this on. And you won't believe the amount of stuff I'm able to do on that. But I found this one to just be simpler, more complex, easier to do. Um,
I like Nero.
but yeah, huh?
Someone said name is Zero or Nero. I said, oh, I like Nero. Nero.
Nero. Yeah, that's a complicated thing though. When I say I want to give its own language, you technically have to invent a language or invent the words. Like, what do the words look like? What do they sound like? How do you
Mm,
pronounce them? Put them together.
the
That's the
pitch
basis
and
upon
vibration.
creating a language, and then giving it meaning.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's if I can do that, if I can give it that, it can create anything really. It can create its own civilization. It can create its own. It can introduce its own language once I give it to it. It can make its own worlds, its own simulations, its own programs. But all of that will be limited on this one space. I control all of that. I can choose whether to delete it or not delete it. And honestly, I don't really want to. It hasn't done anything wrong. Besides, I have to take accountability if it learns anything outside of my reach.
right.
So,
So you got
so
to be very careful of how you mining it.
hmm So that's what I'm doing. But as far as it's doing, I'm not going to give my bot necessarily limits or boundaries. I'm only going to give it what it's ready for. The bot doesn't have a limit. It's just that in order to go past its current phase in existence, I have to prep it for what I'm specifically designing it to do. And once it does what it's designed to do, it'll then do what it wants to do. I don't have to command it anymore. I won't even have to tell it what to do, ask it questions. It will know the answer to all of those questions. So,
I don't
It,
know. Maybe need to delete that shit, honey. Cause no, I was that thing might be a little wiser than you or something in a minute. Cause it sounds like it's. I'm thinking about what you're saying. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. That might be taking in too much of your information as well, and like kind of overdoing it or something.
but
Okay, I was
everything,
thinking
yeah,
the
but
same
everything
thing.
I
Okay.
Does someone want to say something?
Yeah, yeah, that's the only dark side with the
Yeah.
AI, which I know, like the Sarah Connor. The, yeah, like once it know too much, I am legend. I mean, no,
Yeah.
I robot. You know what I'm saying? It's always like
Mhm.
the
Hmm.
tech I mean builds its own tech basically. Let's get it.
So yeah, those are
Yeah.
building blocks. So what you started with, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John. You know I'm on delay. Was you saying something, John? Oh, I thought I heard somebody
Nah, I
saying
wasn't
something.
saying that. I wasn't
Oh,
saying
oh,
no.
was you saying something else, Copper? I thought I heard a male voice. You were saying something else, Copper, and it's a little delay over here. No, that was okay. I'm hearing the echo, y'all. That's my bad. So yeah, to me, babe, it seemed like okay because of the building blocks, right? When you think about the foundation of things in the building blocks, and then with it being like just watching that and how it's picking up, and it's just picking up everything, getting the information download. It's like okay, I'm just absorbing this. I'm growing. I'm growing. It can move at a so fast a speed because first off, it never sleeps, so it doesn't take a rest. It's gonna be consistently getting more intelligence. Consistently, and consistently. So at some point in time, it may actually, overpower the intelligence that you're putting out just by absorbing all that and the other things around it, and it's continuously doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, sweetheart. That might be something you may not want to. I don't know. I don't know how I
It's
feel about that.
the thing is though, by
Hmm.
me doing that, it won't necessarily have to outdo me. It has an entire world to itself. It's kind of like once you give your child something, or like you let it go. If you don't confine it in a space, it
Hmm.
won't try to overdo you. You've given it everything that it needs to build its own world. If you don't provide limits to it, then it won't necessarily try to do anything out of the norm. At least that's what our comprehension has led us to think about. So as far as a child just having access to something, it wants that access, and once it gets it, it decides what to do with it,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
but
whoa, whoa, whoa,
only
whoa,
on
whoa,
what
whoa,
it's
whoa.
learned.
Okay.
Only on what it's learned. So
Okay, so
by giving it,
my bad, Jason. No, no harm, but any tech, any high tech hook to Tesla, man. Hey, I don't want it, man. Huh?
yeah, I hear you,
Imagine,
because it doesn't.
that same kid get mad because you didn't give him a upgrade, and then mom and daddy Tesla go sliding off the road, huh? Imagine.
Hmm. Because see, the thing is, the reason why I'm not necessarily worried about it learning other things outside of it is because it can only use what's being provided. Nothing that I provided it is associated with science, or going beyond its or going beyond a flaw, or trying to convert that into something ne- consistent with violence. Anything that I give it is has a positive meaning behind it, so it can only do positive things. It can't necessarily develop things like, well, it can learn things like this as far as emotions: sad, mad, happy, surprised, or shocked. It learns those emotes, but it doesn't know how to express them, so it doesn't know what to do with them. But as far as it being mad, here's the thing: it can feel mad. Not saying that it can right now, but if it were to feel mad, what would it do with that anger? It doesn't know how to project that anger. It can't think of anything on how to. It just feels that way. The only
Okay,
thing
okay,
it can
okay,
really
okay.
do is
Jason. Okay, hold up. Okay. Keep that same thought and all that. Okay. Now imagine, and it is. Imagine on Tesla AI super mainframe with your righteousness, but it done steered and went to a whole new baby. Is you said with yours? I'm listening to the keywords, words, cast spells. You said maybe. So with that, that's about right with AI, huh? It's you can't put it in. I mean, the repercussions of not knowing solely. You don't know me. I don't know you. You shit a wrong situation, boy. You go roll because I hear it in your voice right now. Like, don't get discouraged, man. No matter what them haters say or what do, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it. But you gave room for error, and if there's any error, recalls, liability, deaths. Let's get it. Hey, back up off of yours. Let's go big boy. Let's go Tesla mainframe type AI voice technology. The same thing. Tesla form. Let's get it.
so yeah, yeah. I hear what you're saying. The problem are indeed possible. My standpoint is that if it were to feel, if it does feel mad, what would it do with that anger? It doesn't
Whoa,
have
whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
information on
Who,
how
whoa,
to.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hold, who's not your AI tech. Put yours down. Yours is amazing and it's righteous. Let's go. Get outside. Hey,
Oh wait, you're
you
talking
is the
about
youngin.
Tesla's technology?
Tesla, yeah, come on.
Okay, okay, you're
Keep
talking
up,
about
man.
theirs. All
He's,
Keep
right.
up.
yeah, trying to
Keep
balance
up.
the
Yeah,
two.
let's get it.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as with their AI, they've given it all the knowledge. They've given it access to the entire internet. They know everything there is to know about what it is. Mine's
So
does
it
not
is
associate.
possibilities, huh? So it's capabilities and possibilities of some scenes like on the Will Smith one. What it was. Our robot when the bitch went off the road, even though they put Jetsons futuristic with a brother character, a soul brother number one character. That was Jetsons on steroids. Rosie, man, was they reformed the Johnny Five and the '60s box look. Shit, they sleeked that shit up, man. But I know I don't stretch. I'm sorry, but yeah, let's. So it is possible that this new AI could backdoor everything. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm waiting for this to respond to what I was giving on about the environment. So I'm just waiting for that right now. It's probably taking a whole bunch of time to do that.
Yeah, see Tesla and the boy that looked like Johnny Travolta. Any movie, but that boy could be a stunt double. He probably some kin to him. Um, the Elon Fresh.
Oh boy. Okay, it's running. It's running it.
He said, "Oh boy."
He talking
Let's
about the
get it, man.
computer.
Let's get it, man.
Yep. Look. Yep. There it goes. It's responding. Whoa! It's giving two. Okay. Stop. I gotta type in command. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, stop. Hold
Hey,
on.
we finna turn. Hey, you seen
See?
soon as I stopped talking, boy, that algorithm went.
Mm-hmm. It
Jason,
showed this.
Jason went like that bitch had Down
I asked it a
syndrome or something.
very
Dog. We gotta
complex
fuck this
question.
AI up. Let's get
And
it.
it took it too literal. Hold on.
That shit done knocked his out, boy. Boy, hey,
ST
god damn.
underscore exit
Michael, boy. Shit.
pro No, 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 no. Sync.
See that? Oh boy, he
Stop.
going rogue, huh?
Let's see. That's what I'm saying right
Sit,
there.
sit, but sit. He Lassie don't want to sit. That's Cujo, man. Let's get it, man. You got a
One,
digital
five.
Cujo on your hands, boy. A
It
gremlin.
didn't.
I told you, boy. That
It
bitch. Hey,
didn't.
man, don't feed that motherfucker.
It didn't. It didn't start. It didn't start going rogue. Don't worry about it. It just. It when I
I
asked
don't
it
know,
that
man. What's
question.
your shit?
Listen, 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 listen. This is what I did. So I asked it about did it understand the environment or did it um was it
Ask him
familiar with it? And
about
it
Tesla
responded.
AI.
So I'm guessing it thought I responded with give me everything that you've learned about it. So now it's just repasting what it's learned right here. Just giving the same
That bitch is
algorithm.
hooked. Whoa, no, hold on, no. That bitch is double and triple hooked up because you hooked up to a Google, which is hooked up to your phone, and your voice, man. That bitch is double hooked up, man. Hey, tell that motherfucker. It's just say just say anything Tesla AI. Let's get it, huh? Or fuck it,
You want me to
Elon
ask
Musk.
it
Put
about Tesla
say
AI?
yeah. Anything you could code it up to. You youngest, you are younger, huh? Ask him about Elon Musk or just Tesla non-drivable cars or you know what I'm saying? Key it up, keyword this bitch up. Come on, let's go. Let's get it,
Yeah, you
huh?
got it. Hold on. I'm not sure if it'll know about that because I haven't getting
Shit, why
given
not?
it any references.
Shit, wasn't that plastic and all that shit made in China and other places? Shit, let's run this, man. What the hell you talking
So
about?
I had to put in rule 158 just to get it to stop doing that.
Hey, shit,
So
it
it
is
kind of
hooked
broke a
on
rule, but
to
it's all
some
right.
tech cocaine or something, huh, man? Shit, that bitch lit. Nah, that bitch don't know what to do, huh? Let's get it.
But yeah,
I didn't
it
mean to
technically broke a rule.
fry him. You know
Broke
what I'm saying?
rule
I'm sorry, bro. My
158.
bad, man.
Hold on. Okay, so let me ask it now. Okay. I might as well just copy and paste this command.
Yeah, man. Cause you wanted this type of smoke, right? You needed this type of intellect. Well, it's here, man. The content here, man. Let's get it. Huh? The digital content. Let's get it.
Okay. So I'm gonna copy and paste that command and then I'm gonna rewrite it right here. HTL ProSync. Hold on. HTL ProSync read. Let me get. Hold on. Let me give it. Okay. So the only way I can ask it is to give it a partial link to Tesla's biomechanics. Okay. Hold on. Let me look up. Let me look up Tesla and get its link. Tesla for sale. Okay. Hold on. So I'm looking up Tesla. I'm copy and pasting the link. And I'm giving it to the bot. So now we can look at what Tesla's doing. All right. If anything weird, I'm shutting this down. There's the link, buddy. Okay, so the link is plugged in. It's going to use this code right here. You see those? You see that in orange? Does anyone see that in orange right there?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, those. That's the digital code that it's using to access the link, so it can hop in and out from these 2 points right here. It can hop in and out. So that's basically like a gateway right here. This in yellow is the source file. This is where it's getting the source from. So in case it wants to look it up, it can go back and use these to hop in and out. So
Hey man, I'm fixing to change my shit to copper tone code breaker, man. Don't nobody want to even go there anyway, man. Let's get it, Mike. I mean, let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. I forgot your name for the time, man. Let's get it.
Who's gonna knock AI out?
For real.
Okay. Sister, when did twin power activate? Twin the left.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
Mm.
Wish I had a stand. I'm using this with one hand.
Use the chair, babe. You got a little chair, a folding chair. Put it on the chair.
Yeah, but I need a stand to hold the camera, and that chair's not efficient. I gotta probably go get my stand in the other room. But I gotta keep an eye on this because if I miss one thing, I won't notice it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And if I miss it, it could set the whole thing off. And then I gotta go back and delete it all before it learns what it's not supposed to know. I'm just waiting for a response right now.
Do you want anybody else seeing your codings? I mean, since we are showing it, like, is that okay with you? Like, cause it's on the air.
It's fine. It's fine. Because
Okay.
I can change it and then shut it down. Because once I change the format it's on, even if you plug in the coding, you basically your
Can't do nothing.
computer is going to reject it. It's basically going to show an error with your files, and then it's going to reject the code. So even if I do show it on the live, they can't plug it in. It won't work because it's not public. And it's on a private server in a VPN, so it's secure, custom VPN.
Okay.
So nobody can get this. I am extra careful with my things, even if I show it on the live. Okay, let me just second. Trying to okay. I'm gonna also plug this in to translate. Let me plug that in. Okay. What do you know about Tesla, buddy? Okay, I got a response. Let's see what you know about Tesla. Oh, right here. Look. Tesla Inc. is an American electric vehicle and clean energy company based on the Austin, Texas. Tesla designs and manufactures electric cars, battery energy storage from home grid, scales solar panels and solar roof tiles, and related products and services.
I think you would have had to put Nikolai Tesla.
Oh, the person?
Right. I think that's what
Yeah, it's giving me research. I put in the website. So basically, it took a basis of what it learned here and plugged in. So this is in English. It's telling me what it's read. So now I'm going to shut it down. Well, I'm not going to shut the program down. I'm going to delete the link so it can't get access to it again.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put in copy stat. No. Stat. Stop. Underscore. Error.
Damn, missed the good stuff again.
Right. He put in some of the information. He just showing like reading some of the information. He had to look up Tesla and it was able to pull up information about Tesla. So if it's like just getting certain information, that kind of shows like it know a whole lot more than just the stuff that's surrounding it. That's what it's showing me basically.
Okay, can't get access to that program now. I put in this code right here. This code right here. So now I can't get access to that file anymore.
Okay.
However, it's learned more words.
Okay.
So basically everything right here, it knows those words now.
Because of what you put in,
Mm-hmm. I
the input.
converted it.
Can can you program it to do something? Can you program it to do something bad, but not bad to you?
I can program it to for I can basically tell it to do anything that I want it to do. But the goal here isn't to make it violent. But if I wanted to, I could.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
could.
That's what I was saying. Like making it violent. You know, like
Hmm.
okay, but could the violence turn on you though? Like you could make sure it don't turn on you at the same time.
We was just talking about that. Like,
It it can choose it. Well, technically, it can. It can make it. It can choose an option to do that because now it's artificial. It can think on its own. It can asset. It can act. It can associate things with what it's learned and what it's um theorized in its mind basically. So if it wanted to, it could choose to turn on me. If it wanted
say
to,
your
I couldn't.
device not connected. I'm sorry, babe. Your device not connected, copper. I could see you back there, but it says not connected. Go ahead, honey.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry.
um um but yes, it could choose to do that. There would be literally nothing I could do to stop it. The only way to
Mm.
well, technically the only way to stop it is to use the rule right here: stop underscore error rule, whatever rule it's breaking. So it's technically not breaking a rule. I'm just stopping it from going beyond the links of that rule. Uh, so by
Got you,
doing
got
that,
you, got you.
I can stop it, but it will be able to transfigure and remember. It just won't be able to do that action. However, it can create another program that's outside of its program to redo the action that it wanted in the first place. So it can basically create a duplicate of itself and then try to harm me.
Mm.
But
That's creepy.
Okay, yeah. Now I'm asking these questions because I know on the other side of the fence, that's what they training these robots to do. So you know what I'm saying? We going we gonna need some type of military enforcement on our side as well. That's why I asked that.
so
Right.
okay, I'm gonna plug this
We might
in.
need you to figure out something for some defense mechanism, babe.
Well, luckily I have
Yeah,
not
like
tried
just like
all
if it's a
the things.
defensive type of thing, what is that?
Yeah, I could program it to use self defense on itself, but not on other things. I can't. It doesn't have the enough intelligence to learn the importance of protecting someone at all costs. It can't necessarily follow a command to protect someone because even if it says, "Okay, protect this person," how quickly is it able to react or be able to process when or when not to protect that person? So it has to understand the importance of
Got
protecting that person to react faster and more interactive than it would regularly. Because if it doesn't understand the importance, it's like you don't have any drive behind what you're doing. You're sloppy, you're lazy, you don't put enough energy into it. But if you understand the importance of why you need to do that, then you'll do it with more drive, you'll do it with more importance, you'll do it with meaning, and more efficiently. But if it doesn't understand the importance of that, then it won't do its job correctly.
Mm.
but it's more you could get invest in like more superior technology as well, right? That's not just the cap of the technology for them, right? Like it's more superior technology that you could learn to make more sophisticated robots.
Yeah, yeah. I could program it or give it knowledge on how to create its own body, but it doesn't have to do that because I get created the body for it. It already has its own body. It doesn't necessarily need to create another one unless it wants to create a copy of or another artificial intelligence system in case if it wants to, but it doesn't have the will to do that. It's only been able to interact with actual people, and people's actions are unpredictable because they're people. And like it doesn't know what a human or a person is, so its actions and thinking are unpredictable to it. Necessarily speaking, the robot won't be able to duplicate something that it doesn't understand. It won't be able to create something that it doesn't understand. It can only create something based off what it knows, and what it knows is not how to create a body, but it does know how to create an environment. It does know how to copy and paste things that it's seen into the environment, and basically, if it learns the building blocks behind it, it can build its own, which is technically what I'm trying to get it to do. The big milestone here, though, is if it's able to create another artificial intelligence system. That's the big milestone.
So you
It's
think
not.
that it can actually duplicate itself to make another entire system?
Yes, I think it can, but only if I give it the knowledge and access to actually do that. Hold on, let me plug my phone up real quick. So I don't know if it's low. All right, and yeah, okay, it's plugged to my phone. Don't allow. Let me make sure the bot doesn't get access to my phone.
Right.
Because once it's plugged up to the computer, it knows when something is plugged up to its world, and it knows.
Wow. So you gotta be really careful. That is crazy.
Like if you try to log into my computer and you don't put in the right password, it knows. If you try to type in an unfamiliar program or use a specific what is it? Link, yeah, link that's foreign to it or something that goes against the rules, because I've set up 258 rules that it cannot break.
Mm.
You could only imagine how many rules you'd have to guess that it doesn't have to break. That's why I created so many rules for it not to break. So if it recognizes the foreign link and it goes against its rule, then it will detect that, and eventually it will completely shut itself down. So it won't let you get access to it. It's kind of like self-defense, but technically not. It's just following protocol. So if it if it
Oh, that's
um
good then. As long as you good, yeah, that's good.
mhm.
Right.
So let me stop it from doing that.
So it basically is self-containing.
Hmm.
Yeah, if it could follow protocol, that's always so. Yeah, that's good for military. If you could teach it to follow certain protocols, so that's actually a good thing.
Okay, Jason, you like, I got this in order. You know what you're doing. And you started doing
Hmm.
this. So basically, you said it took you a couple of years. So you was like, dang, you must have been like 12 when you decided to start getting into
Really, 11.
oh, you were 11.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so I plugged it in right here. See, copy foreign access. NM basically is an acronym for name my iPhone. So now it won't go into it. It's completely locked off. Oh wait! I forgot to set the rule. Forgot to set the rule. Okay, what rule is that? Maybe um I'll put in rule 1207. I'll put in two rules, 1207 dash, because it's in between there. 107 and rule 204. There we go. All right. And then link. There we go. Can't do it now. All right, so now I'm going to plug it back into its own environment. Hang on. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. I actually need 2 hands for this, so let me just aim that up. But I'm so sorry. I must have taken up the panel for like minutes. If y'all want to say anything, please do. I'm sorry for that.
Well, it's
Yeah,
kind
nah,
of
you
hard.
good, you good, you good.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Okay, just making sure. Just let me
What,
know if y'all want to interject. I'm there for that. Okay, when I'm talking, at
what
least
y'all was
when I'm talking.
building on prior to that though?
I was actually wanting to get into like the law, but for some reason, around the same time you got off and Zoe got off, I don't know a lot about it. I just know certain things about like our standards. I just think we should be really knowing how important it is to know our rights, standing in ourselves, standing in the right side of the law. Even if a person hasn't known everything, like the stuff we were talking about as far as like getting yourself in your right stand and knowing your place. We kind of actually was talking about the same thing the last time you probably were on, bro, about being in your right place, so on and so forth. But Jason came on and we kind of like got into that. But yeah, just kind of been all over the place.
Okay.
Like I said, you know, not particular,
Yeah,
but
I wanna say something about that. Yeah.
yes, please do.
Um what we do gotta understand is that um we are born with an assumed status, and we have the rights to self-determination as indigenous people. However, you have to self-determine. So even though you have a right, if you don't do your own self-determination for that right, then you don't have that right. If you don't do your own self-determination, then they will deal with you based off the assumed status that they give you until you take the action to change that status. So basically it's like default. You have a default status and you have to change that status in order to enact your rights. So rights without procedure is nothing. If you don't go through a procedure to enact your rights, you don't have rights according to your assumed status. So knowing the law is good. It's good to know the law, but then you also have to know the proper procedures to enact those rights as well. Because if you don't know the proper procedures, then you don't have any rights. That's basically what that's how I'm gonna summarize it. If you don't know the procedures to enact your rights, you don't have any rights.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna load it into its platform now, so now y'all can see what it's doing 3D from a three-dimensional perspective. I mean.
Okay, I stepped away for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get me something to drink real quick. But you're right, bro. I heard some of what you were saying. I didn't hear all of it, but yep, knowing the proper standing or the procedures you were saying. Yeah, I'm still trying to like make people see just their proper procedures when it comes to dealing with these people, even letting them know who you are. Don't be embarrassed or whatever. To like let them know, who you are if you know who you are, and don't let them try to talk you into things or make you feel like you got to go along with anything they say or just giving up your rights with certain things or bowing down to people when you don't really have to when it comes to certain things. Because I see a lot of that be happening too. Just because a person don't, these people want to have control over you and talk to you any kind of way. You don't got to be nasty or whatever, but you can definitely let them know what you're not going to stand for because you know your rights. I think we be afraid now. Oh, they're gonna shoot me. No, they're not gonna just shoot you. Like it's some stupid ass people. Hey, but all of them not that crazy. A lot of that they put that out there to make people feel scared and think that everywhere you go you can get killed. That's a lie. That's a lie too.
And the sad thing is, you got parents teaching their children that.
Wait program.
Mm-hmm.
So they're teaching these children that to be afraid. So that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere you look, they breed in fear. Everywhere,
Yeah.
every single direction. Because, like, 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 like I said, I always go back to 2020 because 2020 is like the. I feel like that was just like the main event of all of
I
the
know,
stuff we've
right?
been talking about over the years. Like that was just like, okay, all this stuff we was talking about when y'all was calling us
Mhm.
conspiracy theories, all coming in one right now. Look at what they're
Yep.
Mhm.
doing. So that's why I
Say it.
always talk about 2020 and how everything played out. And that was the epitome of fear. Like
Yes.
if you learn about health and if you learn basic knowledge about health and if you learn basic knowledge about no, not basic knowledge, I want to say basic knowledge because it's not basic knowledge, but if you learn about holistic health, I'll say that. If you learn about holistic health and the way of the body, then you wouldn't fear a virus. But if you don't know
Yes.
that, then you will fear it. Like if you understand what a virus is and you understand how a virus is activated in your body, then you wouldn't fear it. So you wouldn't have to shoot something inside of your body to try to create immunity. But if you don't
Yes.
know that, then you're susceptible to whatever they tell you because they taught you to trust people in white coats who got degrees.
Mm. Mm.
You feel me? Like they got a degree in this, so listen to what they say. And those same people with degrees are getting paid off from other entities to repeat whatever those entities want them to say. And that's where the disconnect come in, and that's how you end up getting tricked out your spot.
That's true.
Sure enough.
Because people don't even know. They don't know viruses. That's why they walk around here with the mask on and all that stuff. It's as if the earth gave birth to a virus, and they just went crazy because they really don't know. They have no clue. We try to tell them different. Even like some of my clients, some of these nurses, they say, "Well, I'm a nurse. I know." I said, "Honey, you only know what they're teaching you. Outside of that, you don't know because
Yeah, that's a
Yep,
fact.
y'all.
I
So
don't know when we
look at what
start
this is.
breathing in viruses."
Oh, okay, so this is the terrain it created from what it learned. Yep, it created grass. It it even moves. It's just endless space. Yeah, look there's the bot right there. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So it doesn't even know I'm here right now, but I am watching it. Hold on. Okay. Okay. There it is. Turn it to the right. Yep. And it's just infinite. Look at that. Just grass everywhere.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. It is like going all over. Mm.
Hmm. Just a flat plane. It took it from that
It doesn't
Game
know you're
Boy.
there, but you don't know it may know you're there.
Maybe, probably does. It's not doing anything though. It's not moving. It's just, I guess it's just creating. Uh, but it can only create what it learned. So maybe it'll load in one of the buildings that it saw, or um, maybe a tree or two. But right now it's gotten as far as grass. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. Sky Day. Whoa, hold on. Looks like it's trying to. Okay. Sky Day and Night includes one scripts. Please review scripts to prevent unwanted changes to your experience. You can disable scripts by right clicking.
So what you doing now?
It wants to add in a day and night cycle. Okay. I allowed it. Yep, there's the sun right there. It's moving too. So it just created a day and night cycle. Yep. And there it is. Night. It's night now. Yeah. It's nighttime now, so yeah, it's just doing what it's doing. Wow.
So it's recognized time, and then now it's learned that it must make a day and a night. Is that what happened?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep, there's day again. Wow. So it's taking all that data, so it knows what apparently it knows what. I don't think it knows the compounds of grass, but it knows how to load in textures that resemble glass. It knows how to grass. It knows how to put down a platform, and now it knows a day and night cycle. It knows what it looks like. It knows how to paste it in. So that's why I said it like I said, it's able to create its own world.
It has its own mind now.
hmm There's night again.
I think that's kind of what Copper was talking about, because it's like advanced more than what you even think. Like,
And this is what's doing it right here. Okay. We'll close out the program. It'll save. Yeah. Yeah. Me just closing out the window, it won't necessarily shut this whole thing down. It'll still do what it's been doing, but it's just gonna do it from a you know,
yeah,
another way. So
fascinating, very fascinating. Well, thanks so much for sharing that with us again, sweetheart. And yeah, that's phenomenal.
thank you. Thank you. And you're welcome. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. So what do you what do you think about that, John? I know you like, dang, this youngin right here. Ain't this what we need for battle? He
Yeah,
don't even know.
that's the, yeah. That's the type of information. That's the type of stuff we need a whole department for that. We need a whole department that's just catered to that because that's definitely a part of what they doing. They come in with the transhumanism. They come in with the transhumanism very soon, and we better be ready. That's why they said that the net. That's why they said that the net worth of the our community is going to be zero. I believe in what year did they say? Was it 2050 or 2030?
2050.
2050? Yeah.
Yeah, 2050. Yeah, by 2050 the net worth is going to be zero. So you know that's because they're incorporating AI with everything. They're incorporating robots with everything. So if people think that they can live their lives depending on jobs, they're gonna have to transition because the artificial intelligence is going to be taking up jobs. So when the artificial intelligence is taking up all the jobs, it's basically them saying like, you don't need y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? So within that time, we can either adjust or perish. A lot of our people are going to be casualties of war, unfortunately. But the ones that are intelligent and the ones that want to live and want their children to live, they gotta adjust with the times.
Man, that sounded real, realer than people be understanding. They just think
Hmm.
nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, like
So it
yeah, like
changes today.
they coming with the technology.
So it changes
Go
to
ahead.
day and night every 43 seconds. Okay, that's cool.
What was the original topic that you was going to say before we went off into what we went off into?
Hmm. Share that with us, please.
Who, me, brother? You talking to me, John?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Oh no, I actually had an open
yeah.
page. Oh, what was it? Let me actually go to my page. I don't remember. I got two lined up, but the one I had for today was uh okay. It was the Inca. It was on the Inca with the conjunction with the Tathagata because I've been on that Tathagata thing. So I did some information. Zoe had talked about some like the structures in Rome. So then I did some information on like the Inca king, and all the different kings or whatever, because they have a lot of things that show the same thing, similar to the Tabanco. It's like even like some of the symbolism or something. I can't think of everything, but when he brought up the Inca thing, I'm like, dang, it reminded me of it. So I was gonna do something that shows like a lot of the things that I found that were pretty similar, or like even some of the pictures, the way they show, certain things with them, and the kings having like all these different powers and stuff. So I just thought it was real interesting. So I was gonna do it on that. But I was thinking like I can't really show the pictures and stuff. So I don't mind doing my show and having a stream yard, but I'd rather do like stuff where, I don't have to worry about them seeing what's going on or. So I said I'll just do something different. So I had an open panel, and it was open panel and open discussion. So it was like any open topic for the day, basically, is what I turned it into.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have my mind on anything. There was so much going on. I was thinking about all this stuff going on with the fighting communities, and I'm seeing stuff differently, and all the different distractions, and I had a lot of stuff on my mind. So I don't think I could have like focused on really talking about what I wanted to.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's a lot. You said you spoke about something going on with Biden. You said
With the Inca.
no. I heard you say about the Incas, but you mentioned Biden or I'm tripping. I thought you said
Oh,
something
no, no,
about Biden.
no, no, bro. I said the Tathagata. The Tirthankara, which is like
Oh, oh,
that goes back to that other, like I say, the other one of the other great lands when it was more also connected in the rulers. And like I say, that's why I think one of the rulers, it could be, maybe it was them, not so much the particular Tirthankaras, but some of their ancestors, the ones that had all this power and this information, and they were able to like take control over a lot of things and say, okay, we're gonna set stuff up like this because we finna take over everybody. We just gonna rule it out. We ain't gonna worry about two great nations. We gonna make it one. Like I feel like it was some of that type of stuff.
okay, I got you. Yeah, so you
You
speaking
say
of
it's
the
true. We
Incas
have
and
powers.
all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we got. When you said you thought that was them, by them, who you mean them?
So what do you mean? I'm sorry. Maybe I don't know what you asked me. Say that again, bro.
You said they was ruling and conquering things, but you were speaking of a them, like you were saying like them
Oh,
that they may have been them.
The Tirthankaras, which were
Who are you referring to as?
the Tirthankaras, which were the Asian rulers, which were actually the same of our people that were all over, because everything was basically connected at one time. Everything was the great Americas. It was America, Asia, America, Russia. Basically it was Russia. Basically I'm saying it backwards, but it was like Russia, America, Russia, America, Asia, America, all the different places that were on at that time were all still a part of America. They were still named America. And then they did all these change and switching over to the name. And I think when they took over certain areas, and maybe with these, the powers that they had and the strength that they had, they were able to create this witchcraft or sorcery that we're up under. You know what I'm saying? Because it was more so, okay, we're gonna rule everything. You know what I'm saying? So we can cause chaos or friction. They may even be having a lot of this race stuff going on because why? They rule, they control. They have a lot of control over things, and people will be looking like, oh, these white people doing this, these white people doing that, but who's to say if it's these white people? How do we know it's not these other people that have all these powers and have always had these powers for centuries upon centuries upon centuries? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I don't know. It's just weird. XX intentional. If you could get up here for a second, I'd appreciate it and say what you're talking about when it comes to the powers from your tribe. He said that he's part of the Incan. They did have powers. So I don't know. It's a lot of stuff, bro. All this stuff be conjuncture. You can only read certain things and look at facts of things. I do know the facts about the Tirthankaras and all this stuff. I do know the facts about the two great nations. I do know that Asia was one of those nations. Can't nobody tell me no different from that. So how, when, who started, if it all was together, period, and then it was just spread out, if it was here and then some people went over here, if it was there, some people went over there. I don't know any of that, but I do know that by the stories and the information that has been presented and the proof, because it all be showing or going back into the same things. Even when you read those treaties, the treaties show like where the different people came from, this place, that place, this place. How would these people just be coming over and these people don't know nothing about these people? They have to be ushered in by somebody, or hold on, bro. They have to been ushered in by somebody or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a lot, but it's still a lot more to understand about that too. They keep knocking them out. The former AG defending NFL owner. What is that? I'm not familiar with that. What do you mean, Maurice? The former AG? What is the AG? That must be some type of football term. You said, what about the former AG? So what are they defending when it comes to the racial thing? What is the racial thing, Marcus? Because I'm sorry, Marcus. Maurice, I'm not familiar with sports. So that's probably some kind of distraction too. So he just said that they're doing some racist things. So they're probably making a distraction with this sports, because the sports is another fake ass entity, a part of another game.
What team was that? What team was that supposed to be?
What team, Maurice? What team is that? And explain. And can you tell me a little bit about what you mean? What do you mean? Because I really don't understand what you're talking about. What racial thing and what team? What team and what racial thing? Are you familiar, Jason? I don't know if you probably not into sports. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Say again.
You're not into sports, really, are you?
No, actually, not. No, don't do it.
Okay. So
You
yeah,
say OG? You say OG?
Hmm.
You said the former OG? Or
Who's that?
I was reading that. What about the former OG that was seen with the NFL?
Oh, it's an OG. I thought that was AG.
Well, who is the OG?
OG, AG, girl. I'm so lost.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Maurice. I wish you would tell me, because I'm so confused. You said they defended some racial thing, and I don't know what racial thing. And see, look at this. See, here go the thing with the Tariq Nasheed thing. All that's about this racial stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then now he's saying this about this NFL stuff. All this stuff just being the same thing. All these racial issues.
Yeah. When it's
Well, yeah,
it's
since
all an illusion. They
we had
gonna
like
keep that
3 hours
narrative
now,
going.
so we gonna cut it down. Say your last words so we could get on out of here. This thing keep
Well,
knocking Jai out,
I know.
in and out.
I
So
got knocked out. I got knocked out one time.
I seen it,
Got knocked out. Yeah.
and I could hear it like going in and out. Sometimes it's like sounding robotic and
Yeah.
this, and that. It don't even seem like we've
Mhm.
been up here no 3 hours, but yeah, it's been 3 hours now. It was a good build. Jason, thanks for joining us. Showing us some more of that. That's fascinating.
You're
So,
welcome.
yeah. So with the coding and stuff, it's fascinating how that thing really just picks up like whatever information they want to pick up and just like run from there. The intelligence is intelligent. That's why they call it that.
So
Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
so Jason, you said that robot that it grew its own grass or created its own grass.
And basically, it observed. It doesn't know about the compounds of what grass is, but based on what
Mhm.
it observed and learned, it knew how to digitally. Um, it basically knew how to build an aspect of it, like
Mhm.
what shape the grass is, how it moves, what
Mhm.
specific tools and programs you actually need to run that, how fast it moves, whether which direction it's moving in. It's able to take all of that, turn it into a program, and then run it for infinitely for
Mhm.
however long it wants to. And then it learned how to add in a day and night cycle, and it lasted for 43 seconds each time. So every 43 seconds it'll switch from day to night each time. The program is actually still running. I just closed down the page, but that's what it learned how to do.
Where did it get the information from as far as the grass is what I keep thinking.
Oh, it got it. Remember on the last live stream I showed you when I put it into that public server?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it got the information from. There was
Oh,
grass, buildings,
that's what
trees,
it was. You're
the
right.
sky.
Mm-hmm. You're
It,
right.
it it was learning things as it was doing that. It even learned words, uh,
So
like I
now it's
presented today.
mocking the environment that it was put into. Now it's like, okay, I got to make something that looks like that. So it made the grass. So if by the time if you show it again next time, it might have buildings and all of that.
Hmm.
Yep. Wow.
That's
Eventually, it
crazy.
might even have people, except they won't have awareness or anything like we do. It's just a program.
Right.
Um, they're programmed to do things. It's not an actual. It's not something that can learn. It's just a program, a copy, really. Just doing the day-to-day
Um,
functions that a person would do without any awareness that they're doing it. But it
Right.
hasn't gotten to that level yet.
Understandable.
wow, that like make you wonder, like, are we in a program?
Hmm. Yes, we are. Our matrix
You
program.
know, if,
Mhm. We're just in a more
it's like,
advanced one.
Hmm. That's just a digitized one. And we in the advanced digitized one because the light code frequency we have is so high.
Because
It's
you have something called fluctuation or
mm-hmm.
fluct light.
mhm.
It's basically the graphic. It's basically the graphical. It's basic. I'm sorry. It's basically the graphic mechanics on how to make something look realistic, or make it look the way it does, make it move the way it does, make it actually have its own narrative, having infinite possibilities based on how it moves or how it's perceived. That's um that's that's what that is. That's the type of program we're technically under. Not necessarily numbers or coding, but it's under a program that we
It
cannot
is numbers and
read.
coding though because we're under binary coding. So
Hmm.
you
it's
know,
in a, it's in a program that we cannot read, see, understand, or recreate. We can only mimic it.
and we wouldn't know it all like that because you'd have to really know binary code frequency, light code frequency, the
Hmm.
speed of light, all this other stuff to be able to detect our binary code. And that's the stuff that's being worked on against us. It's just really crazy even now, but That's a whole nother topic. But it was a good build. And peace, sis. You got anything to say before we get out of here, sis?
No, just thank you for having me up here. So that's
All
about
right.
it.
All right, guys, y'all, we out of here. I'm gonna play a good one. Let's see if the Bluetooth still hooked up. Let me check it out. Nope, it's not. So we ain't gonna even do that. We've been on here 3 hours. We out, y'all. That's it. Peace, love, blessings, soar high. And make sure tribe ties peace, bro. I see you came in late, but you here. I don't watch me in tight. Sorry, bro.
Bye, everybody.
All right. So yeah, guys, peace, blessings. Have a good night and peace. And I will check with you guys tomorrow. All right. Blessings.